You have first pick this week, so.
Well, I mean, obviously I'm picking Ty Simpson,
Hmm.
best quarterback in the draft.
Yep. Shout out Dano.
No, yeah, I mean, we're just gonna keep it Mendoza until it's not, you know,
Yep.
which I don't think it'll ever be not, but neither here nor there.
Yeah, I feel that.
Did my big board not save again?
Did it?
Well, I mean, obviously.
I don't see one, but that doesn't mean that I could just be blind. Um, we've done this a couple times for them. We've pretty much cycled through mostly edge rushers for the Jets at two, and we've both given them David Bailey a good amount of times. You gave him Reese last time.
Yep.
I know that that's like the consensus of what we think is going to happen right now. I am having trouble buying in. Is it the
I
Jets thing
found
to
it.
do to take a guy who's talented but might not be able to play the position that they're drafting him to play? You know, who knows? But I'm going to give him Bane. There's been a lot of hype. Whether you believe in Bend being the end all be all. Bend all be all, I guess.
Ah, if totally up to you. Doesn't matter. If you reload, it should show it now.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Should.
Crushers top 100, 325. Beautiful. Start draft. There we go. Look at that. Sonny Styles, first overall player. And now I have to scroll to find Fernando Mendoza.
Just a little bit.
I'm still going to give him Bane.
Yeah.
I know, again, we talked about it.
The
It's
Bane
not chalk.
train.
I get it's not chalk. But a lot of this isn't going to be, I don't think, this year. I don't even think, just looking ahead, we will be live as long as you're able to next week on Thursday. The following Thursday, we will not be live because that's opening week for me. The following week, we will be live, which will be our final mock draft. And then the following week will be the week of the draft. And for the 18th year in a row, we're home for the draft. So maybe we'll do like a recap stream that week after or something like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that blows.
yeah, not a deal. But anyway, so
Okay,
yeah, I'm giving him Bane.
you can just rage at work whenever the Steelers pick Ty Simpson at 21.
Listen, if the Steelers pick Ty Simpson at 21, I'm not going to be like
I know.
horribly
You're getting a quarterback.
mad at it.
Obviously, somebody on the Steelers believes in him enough to take him at 21, so like you can justify it. And you obviously need a quarterback. So like, the only thing that I think if I was a Steelers fan,
It's the same argument we had last year. Let Will Howard go for the year. If Rodgers doesn't come back, let Will Howard go, and then next year there's like
if Rodgers
seven or eight guys.
Rodgers doesn't come back, you're getting Kirk Cousins. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how much worse it is than having Rodgers, but we're not gonna have that conversation.
I think
think it would be similar-ish, But anyways,
I still think there's throws that Rodgers can make that Kirk
probably
can't dream of. But there's some inconsistency to the game for sure, and I don't disagree with you entirely either. But all I'm trying to say is I do not want to take a quarterback in the first round this year solely because I would rather.
it would be hard to take. It would be hard to take on next year.
Correct.
If some and it's one of those things like Simpson started 13 games or whatever. Like, how are you going to know if he's for sure not the guy or like like that seems a little unfair. Like if you're going to take him here, you got to give him a couple of years. Like
Yeah.
unless you guys pick like top 5 and you're just horrible, then there's a conversation, I guess. But we do the whole Josh Rosen thing. I mean, like it's not impossible.
Yeah, but usually that comes with
but
a
then it's a
regime
wasted pick.
change, and it's tough to
Sure.
imagine a regime change for the Steelers specifically 1 year
And until Mike Tomlin comes back next year.
Imagine. Anyway,
That'd be hilarious.
I just so.
Yeah. All right, Arizona here at 3. As you can see, obviously Sonny Styles is like the top tier guy for me. A tackle here is starting to feel more chalky, and I think it should a little bit because again, like we talked about, the rest of our offensive line is not bad. Like they have some pieces. It's just that right tackle spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could see it being Maui Noah, see it being Fano, have them not too far apart. I wouldn't hate either one. I just think a team like that, sure, taking the tackle, and then we talk about them maybe being the team that goes and gets Ty Simpson. Like that would make a lot of sense. Build the offensive line a little more for the quarterback about the draft. But man, they just need like good players. They just need more good players on defense. Like just good players. Like they can find other tackles. Obviously, like I would like that pick. We've been doing it so much, but if you have a chance to take Sonny Styles or David Bailey or Caleb Downs, or I just think those guys are better players than either one of the tackles. I think they're fine tackles. Like, I think they're good tackles, but I think maybe they don't want Ty Simpson. Maybe they want to draft someone next year. Take a tackle with your early second round pick. Like there's going to be guys there that I don't think that they're that far off, like not extremely far off from Maui Noah. I mean, maybe Blake Miller's there, maybe Max is there, sure, yeah, exactly. I don't know. I just to change it up a little bit, I'm gonna give him Sonny Styles because I just think I cannot see him not going top 5. I think he's too good. He's gonna go somewhere.
Change it up and does the same thing I did last week. That's crazy.
Oh well, I don't remember.
That's crazy. You got
maybe you did.
You got really pissed off at me for. You actually.
Because the Titans. Yeah. Well, I just I've never done it, so in my brain, thought it never happened.
That's okay.
Shows how much that I pay attention.
That's okay. You didn't tell me this week. You didn't know who was picking where, so that's a change of pace.
I didn't give you a chance. Or you didn't give me a chance. You just told me. Yeah.
Schefter basically said this week he doesn't see Jeremiah Love going to the Titans or Giants.
I thought. Well,
what does Schefter know? I don't know. In the grand scheme of things, when we're looking at it that way, he says basically he would have a hard time seeing it happen. That's not necessarily stopping me from doing it, but I do think that, I think if the Cardinals are passing him, I think he gets past 4 and 5. I think the Cardinals are his best shot at going in the top 5. We've talked multiple weeks now about how much I hate that, and I still don't want it to happen. I don't like it. But as you
I think he's a Cowboy if he gets past the Commanders. I think they would still take him.
Also,
if I had to just guess right this second. Yeah, I do. They're definitely in there, just because like Chase Brown's solid, but like if they had Jeremiah Love,
extremely replaceable.
He is definitely replaceable. It's just like it would be something the Bengals would do, I guess. Let's just keep ignoring it. Which they have added some pieces, so it's not like they haven't done anything. They've actually paid a couple guys. They never do that, but they actually paid some guys from some free agents on defense. So
right.
But anyways, yeah, I don't know. If I had to guess today, I don't think he's going to the Titans either. but I wouldn't hate if he did.
Right. No, I wouldn't hate if he went to the Titans or the Giants, honestly, but I just don't think it happens, personally.
No.
I'm also just going to throw this one out there. I have said it before, and I don't think that I really think it's going to happen. I just think it would be funny, and I wouldn't hate it if it happened. If he does get past the Commanders, which to me is my favorite to take him at this point. If I was going to bet on it, I would say that the Commanders take him.
Yeah, I agree.
But if he's there at 11, if the Dolphins traded Achane and took Jeremiah Love, I think it would be at least a little bit funny to me.
Yeah, if someone like just gave a shit ton for him, you know what I mean? Like just gave like a.
Well, not even a shit ton. I'm saying if the Dolphins can pick up like a 2027 first for Achane or something like that, maybe a first plus. Yeah. Like, is Achane better than Jeremiah Love? Straight up, I don't know. They're not the same player, so it's hard for. And obviously, we're talking about projections at this point. So, in the scheme that they were running, probably in the scheme that Jeff Hafley Jeff Hafley's not running the offense, but you know what I'm saying. In the Packers scheme, I personally actually think Jeremiah Love is a better fit for what they, I think, are going to want to do. I think that there's going to be some bleed over out of the McDaniel offense just because they are still a really fast team. And one thing that the Packers have been consistently good at over the years is, like, they are very willing and able to adapt their offense to the pieces that they have. They don't get guys to play their offense necessarily. They scheme their offense around the guys that they have.
Right.
So, that's not me saying that I think Achane is going to be bad there. I think Achane's obviously still going to thrive, but
they got Bobby Slowick. It's more West Coast Shanahan-y style stuff. Just like they were kind of already doing. It's just, but Mike McDaniel runs his own. Like, they all kind of have their own flavor of it, obviously, but his is a little bit more. Like, his run schemes are a little different.
Yes.
Right, more movement and needing that speed element. Whereas Slowick, I think they could do pretty well with Love or Achane.
I do too.
But kind of like you said, like, they'll adapt to whichever one they have. And like,
if Achane's going into a contract year, which he is, if Jeremiah Love is younger than Achane, which he is, if Jeremiah Love has less health concerns than Achane, which he does, I think, probably still, even coming off of a big injury a couple years ago.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I think
net, I guess I'm saying, if you can pick up capital and it's not like a team's offering you a 4th-round pick for him.
No, it's got to be at least a 1. I think
it's at least worth talking about. Obviously, like, there's a world that they would stick, even if Jeremiah Love is there, and still take something else. But I just think it's fun to kind of think about and consider as an option. Let me look at the Titans roster real quick. They've made a decent number of moves that I've liked so far, which we've talked about a good amount. I do think that interior offensive line is upgradable. I just don't personally. I love Vega, and I don't disagree with you. He is, borderline top 5 player in your big board.
So good.
He's very close for me too. If not there, but like, it's tough to take him in the top 5 of the actual draft, even though this is a less premium draft for a lot of positions.
Yeah, I could see it happening, but it's not. You know what I mean? Like, I could see it happening, but I
could see it happening.
It wouldn't be my guess.
I love Vega. He doesn't. Quentin Nelson is like a 1 in a billion prospect to me, and to me, I like Vega a ton. I don't think he's Quentin Nelson.
No, I guess the 2 arguments. One you already touched on is like just. And it's not that this draft doesn't have good players, obviously, like it does, but it's just a little different than normal, 1. And then 2, we've talked about this a little bit as well, the way that the NFL is now valuing guards, they're not up to where tackles are at, but just based upon pay alone, like that says a lot.
Mhm.
Like I think it's becoming a little more premium than it used to be. Now, again, I'm not gonna sit here and guess at this. Like, if they picked it like 7 or 8, then yeah, 4 is tough because there's still Jeremiah Love and David Bailey, Caleb. I mean, I still have 3 guys above them, and then obviously, like you're thinking about, the tackles are a little more premium and they're not far off. And Carnell Tate is a wide receiver. Like, obviously, that's a little more premium still than a guard. So, it's tough to take one of 4 unless it's a transcendent guard that's going to just, be a top 5 guard day one. And I don't think he would be, but I guess you never know. Kind of
I think for
kind
the
of
right
tough
team
to.
he could be, but
Sure, yes. The right team.
and this is going to be
And-
stupid too a little bit. I think that Vega is a very, 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 very good plug and play starter at left guard. I'm not saying he can't play right guard. Obviously, he still can, but I mean,
Right.
more. And I get it's interior offensive line. There's been elite right guards, and there's been elite left guards. It's not like you have to have left over right. Whereas most of the time, you want that left tackle because he's
Mhm.
protecting the blind side. Obviously, David DeCastro, Quinn Miners, 2 obvious upfront examples from both of our favorite teams.
Mhm.
But I would still rather play him at left guard if I had a choice in the matter. And Skoronski has played super well to the point that I don't feel the need to replace him. That's not stopping me from doing it here. I just wanted to throw that out
Yeah.
there and make a stupid statement so that you can disregard everything I say for the rest of the stream. I'm going to give him Arvell Reese, and I think that I'm giving him Arvell Reese to play off-ball linebacker, and I know that seems a little stupid.
No, I think he's like taking a premium. Well, I just took Sonny Styles at 3, so I mean,
Right.
my argument was like, well, you probably wouldn't take him if you play him at edge. I think he's a bigger project at edge,
I
so
agree.
I like
And I
that.
think when
I
I'm
mean,
looking at this
Saleh.
roster, yeah, Saleh. If he's
I was
going
gonna
to
say,
anything, Saleh
he's
can
a good
work
fit with
him.
Saleh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Saleh's going to be able to have him plug and play at linebacker immediately. If there's an injury to edge, then they might kind of mix him in. And I think that Saleh is. I know that there's been issues with certain aspects of this in the past, specifically with the Jets, which I blame more on Woody Johnson, I think, than Robert Saleh. But I think he's a pretty good coach of talent, and has been able to work with guys. I mean, Talanoa Hufanga, I'm pretty sure was Saleh for the most part to start. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe I'm tripping.
He was with the Jets, I think. Still, when Fonga came in,
You might be right.
I think, but that's
In
just a
which case,
guess.
I guess I'll shut up.
I mean, he's had safeties like that though, so
Damn it.
I don't
Bob
remember
Brown
it.
the same year that anyway, it doesn't matter. There's been guys that he's been able to develop and made better than what they were coming in.
Mhm.
So whether that's just him sticking at linebacker and turning him into a very, very, very good linebacker, I wouldn't hate that. I think Cody Barton is replaceable. I like him, but I mean,
Oh, he's very replaceable.
he's not gonna get you 2 interceptions and 2 fumbles in a playoff game. So, Cedric Gray is there, obviously. I think he played fine the last couple seasons, but there's not a lot invested into him. So you take Reese, you see if there's anything there on the edge. Olu Oladejo is upgradable, even though I do think he played well last year. Jermaine Johnson, I don't think signed an extension, did he?
We just talked about this last week. No, I don't think he did.
Well, if we didn't last week, then
He didn't sign one, but we talked about because I was thinking they didn't
Because
want to
right.
sign up for the money yet and just maybe see how he plays, and then that could hurt him. But they also have so much money. I don't think that
right.
they're
not
that
gonna be
worried about
it. I mean, they
a couple million extra. Like if
signed
he
JFM.
blows up.
They've
Yeah.
signed a bunch of guys to a lot of big money deals in the last few seasons. Anyway, so again, if they don't extend Johnson, giggity, then he would be a free agent after the season. It gives you the flexibility there to continue to coach him up as an edge for another year before you go from there. So anyway, I'll shut them down.
Nope, I like it. I know I have a little bit further down, but it's kind of the same story like Walker last year. Like, I just someone that needs a little more work like that, and is kind of the tweener. I value the guys that I know I can just plug and play. So like on my big board, he's a little further down, but I know he's going to go earlier. I have him. It's just preference for me. Like, I think he's a really good player, especially if you're going to use him in the off ball. I think edge, again, like I said, like for the first year, for sure, I think he would just be a designated pass rusher, and that's tough to sell at 4 overall. So hopefully they do. I mean, in this case, they would mostly be using him off ball and then probably blitzing him, which I think is probably what he should just keep doing forever. But anyways.
And I guess that's my question to you. Does that... Would
it change my ranking?
His grade any higher if you knew that a team was going to use him as an off-ball linebacker? Because to me personally, and you know I also love Sonny Styles, I think that on tape, it's not that huge of a difference in what they were able to do as an off-ball linebacker. I think some of Arvell Reese's best tape is as an off-ball linebacker, and like he was playing that tweener role even still at Ohio
For
State.
Me, it's
Sonny Styles' athleticism puts it way over the top and helps you justify it better.
Right. I think Arvell is a little, which sounds silly because of what we kind of are talking about, but I think he's a little more limited. Not limited, like he's not limited, but he's more limited than Sonny Styles in a way that I don't know if Arvell Reese can how well his coverage skills are going to be in the NFL. Whereas Sonny Styles, I have no worry about that whatsoever.
Sonny
and
Styles
I mean, obviously, him coming from safety. Yeah, right. And like, but is Reese going to be better? I mean, I don't know. Like, I was going to say, is he going to be better like at the point of attack, like blitzing and stuff? I don't even know because Styles has just some blow up plays doing that as well. So I think off the edge rushing, our Reese has more of that upside than Styles, but just like from playing off ball, me personally, I think Styles is better at pretty much every aspect of it.
Well,
but
Reese was your number one player in the class.
But is it super far off? Like, I don't think it's super far off.
Right.
But like, to put it into like perspective, just playing off-ball linebacker, like if he didn't have any of the edge stuff, he's in the middle of like where I have him and like Rodriguez, to be honest. Like I don't think he's like, if I was just gonna have a middle linebacker play for my team, there's a world where I think Rodriguez is better, which people would think that's insane.
I'm being completely dead-ass honest, I don't understand why Jacob Rodriguez isn't just a first-round pick. I know he's older. I get that.
Look where I have him.
I know that. But, like...
I mean, he's not even that old, is he?
He's 23 and a half.
3? Yeah, I mean, whatever.
I'm not saying
you know
he's
what I mean?
old. I'm just saying when you're looking at a first-round draft prospect. And again, linebackers play forever. I get that. But, like...
The only reason that Reese is up here is because of, one, he played for Ohio State and his edge stuff. And now the case for Sonny Styles is he's just so much of a freak athlete. Like, so much of a freak athlete. And Rodriguez tested well, but he's not that much of a freak athlete. I think his instincts and stuff, like his play recognition, the way that he attacks like blockers and like disengages blocks and like gets sideline to sideline, it's just as good, if not better, than Reese, to be honest with you. Like, as a linebacker, for like my team personally, like if the Broncos were picking a linebacker, and there's other teams like this, but just to play linebacker, I think I would rather have Rodriguez. But obviously Reese brings a lot more to the table, which is why he's going at 4, and Rodriguez could be going in round 2 or 3 for all I know. I have no idea where he's going to go. He's one of the hardest people to project. But if the Broncos still had the 30th pick, that's kind of who I was wanting, obviously, was him. Yeah. And there was a time where, PFF had him going in like round 3 or 4, and
Yeah,
I get it because they wanted to see like the athletic testing, but like, dude, like even if you ran slow, he's still someone I would easily want to take in round 2 just because he's gonna be good. Like that, like
and
the
he plays fast
athleticism.
enough on tape. That's what
Exactly,
always frustrates me
exactly,
about it. Like
exactly.
we can sit here and he ran a 4.8. Well, he doesn't look like he runs a 4.8, and if he runs a 4.8 and
No,
forces 3 fumbles a game, that's all right with me. Like
it doesn't matter. Yeah,
the
he
fact that he
plays
anchored
fast
that
because he's
defense, which was a disgustingly good unit this
right.
year, like that
Guys that don't
also.
have to think while they play faster, and he doesn't have to think as much. He's just instinctually
I think that's
making
what's
the
really
plays.
crazy to me about it is like this is gonna sound crazy maybe, but he feels a lot like Luke Kuechly to me.
In a way, yeah. I think Kuechly was bigger, and I think he was further along in like he was kind of like a freak brainiac middle linebacker, like a Peyton Manning linebacker. Like he was, you know what I mean? Like
And I
he
get that, but
and
like
I don't know that Rodriguez isn't like that,
that's what
but
I'm saying though.
I
Like
I
when I'm
guess we don't
watching
know.
Rodriguez, like I see him making he's like a couple inches shorter and a little bit lighter. I get that, but like Luke Kuechly went ninth overall, and at one point they were projecting that Malcolm Rodriguez was going to go at like 77.
Yeah, yeah. There's no reason why Rodriguez shouldn't be a first round pick,
Right.
to
And I
be
know
honest.
Fred Warner was like what a fourth round pick,
Second or
third round
third,
pick,
maybe it
something
was
like
fourth.
that. I don't
Yeah,
remember,
yeah.
but
I thought it was day 2, but it might have been day 3. I don't remember. But yeah, no, I trust me. Preach to the choir. I don't know how we got off on that tangent, but um, Giants. I don't even know what I'm doing now. Okay. Man, there's like 4 different ways that the Giants are real hard to like guess what they're gonna do because like
mm-hmm.
you could say like you could tell me that they draft Vega to put at one of the guard spots because Aaron Stinney isn't and Evan Neal, neither one of them are stopping from taking Vega. And then your offensive line is like
Mm-hmm.
real good or has the potential to be really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, obviously, wide receiver, we've done so many times. Carnell Tate, I just love that fit for them if they're going to take one. Talked about Jeremiah Love, like another transcendent, like talented player that going to help the offense. Obviously, they're going to want to run the ball. Harbaugh's going to want to definitely going to want to run the ball.
There's
There,
only like one
Caleb
player
Downs.
that I'm looking at that's on the screen right now between 2 and 14 of the prospects that we haven't picked yet that I feel confident that they would not take, and that's David Bailey.
Yeah, because they don't need edge.
Because they have 3
Yeah,
edge rushers, and
right.
realistically
Yeah,
should be trading one.
sure. Yeah,
Any other one, I could make a very
Delane.
strong
Yeah,
Delane McCoy,
the
Fano,
tackles could play
Mauanoa.
guard.
Exactly, both of them could play right guard for the season. Jermaine Illuminor is not
Eventually play
super
tackle.
young. Like it's
Yeah.
Downs because Harbaugh has to have that safety, and I know that they already have 2 decent safeties, depending on how you feel about Tyler Newman. But to me, Tyler Newman can play
Oh,
that box role more, and you
yeah.
know. And I
I think
know
they
that
would
Downs
probably.
and Thieneman both would also play well in the box role too, but I think that
Yeah.
you would rather have Downs than
Well, they can. That's the thing about both those guys. They can play both, so it doesn't really matter. Just have
right,
them. You know,
right,
they probably run a lot of split safety stuff, or depending on what formation they got, they would switch like
correct.
right side to left side. Just depends on what formation they get on uh, offense and kind of have to match it. Um, I can also see them being like, "Hey, who wants to give us some more picks
Mm-hmm.
and move down?" Just because obviously, I don't think they want to move down too far, but like enough to where where they could probably still get one of Love, Downs, Vega, Tate. I mean Delane. I think those would be like their main targets. Obviously, the other guys you said, I think they could be in play for too.
Mm-hmm.
But um, have we given them Jeremiah Love yet?
Yes.
Okay. I was gonna do it just for that sake. But
At
if we
least
have,
once,
I
if
don't.
not twice.
Okay, then I'm not gonna do it.
I definitely did it because a couple weeks ago I talked. We talked multiple times about Saquon Barkley. That's how I remember that we did it.
I'm gonna give him Carnell Tate. I think.
I like that. I know we've done that a handful
I
of times too, but
yeah, right. I'm
it's
just
the
trying
one
to
that
think of like
me looking at it. It's the one that feels the most right.
you got to give. Obviously, you have neighbors, and like I think again when we've talked about this, like the argument with Tate is like, is he like a one, like a certified one? I think he could be for sure. He reminds me a lot, and obviously we're not making comps here, but like he has some CD Lamb esque
Yeah.
like tape, like the way he runs routes, and like they're obviously not the same player, but like I think he could be a one. But like if you have a question, like well maybe he'd be a better two. Well there you go. You have neighbors and Tate,
Right.
and the way that Jackson Dart plays, and I know I've talked about this, and you probably have too. Like he wants to get the ball down the field, and like that's what he excels at doing. And just get him a bigger body guy to go down the field, and make plays, and it's just hard for me to think that they would take. Like I think Love is a little bit better of a prospect, but I think Tate is a bigger need. I still believe in Scat, and again, you could draft another running back later, or sign someone else to go with Scat. Like I don't know. I don't think Love is like a have to take player. I would rather take Tate personally for them, so
Right.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, especially in a Harbaugh style offense, Rashad Tateman,
And
is going to look great.
honestly, yeah. I the best thing about Love too, in my opinion, which it makes it a little like hard for me to envision, especially like the Titans even too. Like Cam Ward and Dart, I don't think they're going to be checking down on the running back that much. Like, can they? But like they both want to get the ball down the field. Like they're those types of guys where
Right.
sure, like eventually once they learn the offense better and like but as young guys right now, like sure you would be like, oh yeah, well that's a nice check down for them, like an easy button thing. And like I get that, and I hope that they would do that. But in from like what we've seen of them so far, like Dart did throw to Scattaboo a decent amount of the time, but it was usually like very scripted stuff that it was just like, hey, you're gonna throw it. Like this is a screen, like it's going to him. And I I don't know, man. Like I just think they would use Tate more and Love. Like his best thing is his pass catching. Like that is his best thing. And I don't know. Like if you want a pass catcher, just take down or Tate.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I will say too that I think that Dart and Ward are both coachable enough that they
Yes.
could learn to like work with the check down, especially if it's a specific like piece of the scheme. Like
For sure. I just don't think
that
they
is
want
a
to.
Dayball thing to an extent. I don't
Oh
disagree
yeah,
with you, but
it is.
Dayball
It
loves
is a
having
Dayball
one of
thing.
those safety valves, whether that's a tight end that's kind of in their short range, or a running back. Like that is the style of offense that Dayball would want to run in Tennessee. So I could definitely see it. I guess the counterpoint to that is, well, how much different is that than what you have with Spears? But, and again,
Well,
completely different players. I get that, but like they're gonna. I guess what I'm trying to say is they're gonna still be able to do that with Spears being
Sure.
the running
Yeah.
back that you're doing it with.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, we see that all the time. Young guys just want to take shots, in more ways than one. Shout out Brian Robinson.
Shut up. I was gonna say shut up, Puka, but yeah.
Oh, well, no, that's more nibbles.
Uh,
I think I'm going to do the thing today. We haven't done the thing yet. And I don't think that the thing happens, frankly.
At
But
6?
when the thing doesn't happen at 6, the thing doesn't happen later. The thing is not the thing that you think I'm thinking, for the record.
The
We've
thing
done-
is taking
we've done
Monroe
that.
Freeling.
Yes, that is the thing.
Yeah.
I think it's smoke and mirrors. I do not think Monroe Freeling is growing at 6. I like Monroe Freeling a lot. I don't think he goes at 6. Now,
Yeah, there's a lot of buzz,
here's the
but
flip
again,
side of this, and the reason why it might happen. If he doesn't go here, he winds up falling into the lap of the Lions every single time without fail,
yeah.
unless somebody trades back up.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm going to do
Lions.
it, just because we've given the Lions
I
Freeling
agree.
like 4 or 5 weeks in a row,
Lions
and I
and
just
Rams,
want
I
to
think,
feel it
are
out for what's going to potentially happen different. But even the Rams, like,
Alaric Jackson. Okay, and we'll get to it when we get to the Rams, but like, I don't think a lot of the Shanahan teams give a crap about having elite tackles. They just don't. They don't need them.
it's fair.
It's proven that they don't need them. Like, had they
Also,
had them
according to
before,
Bangor,
yes.
Warren McClendon played phenomenally this year, and they absolutely don't
He
even need
did
to
play-
think about
but-
taking tackle in any way, shape,
But,
or form. So.
well, okay, look, he did play really well. The scheme helps them play really well. Like, there's a certain, okay, they're, obviously, they had, what's his last, Andrew Whitworth, is that right?
Yes.
For a while, like they and the 49ers obviously had Trent Williams for a while. Like, obviously it helps to have an elite tackle, so it's not like they would never do it. But I don't think that they value it as highly as other teams, because the way that they run the scheme, they're looking for a certain skill set that they can get from guys who aren't like just the biggest, baddest, most athletic, like high profile tackles. They get it from like Ben Bredesen or whatever his name is. You know what I mean? Like just a guy that can run that zone run scheme, who can block just enough in the play action. You run the ball so well that usually, when you are trying to get the ball down the field, you do the fake, and the quarterback's already going to have extra time because they are all like, oh crap, it's not a run, it's a pass. And they're looking for certain types of offensive linemen. So,
Yeah.
And I don't know why I'm talking about this now. We're not even on the Rams or 49ers, but it's just something that, like, people want to always mock those teams' tackles, and, like, they could definitely take them, but they just usually don't take them in the first round. Like, it just usually doesn't happen.
Right.
So, but
Yeah.
anyways, Browns. Monroe Freeling?
Yep.
Okay. Commanders, I'm just going to give him Jeremiah Love because I don't want to have to deal with trying to make him go somewhere else, for one. I will say this. It is tough not to take David Bailey.
Yep.
I think that I've been seeing him going like outside of the top 10 quite a bit on mock drafts. And to me, I don't understand it personally, because I watched every pass rush snap, at least, of him this past year now. I watched a lot of the other ones too, where he was either just not in the play, or it was like a running play. But I have seen every pass rush one, and I just don't get how he's not like a top 10 pick. Like, you can make an argument, like, to be honest, I don't think the Chiefs take him because he's not their type of guy. Like, he's not the size profile that they like, and he like, they're fine with like bigger body guys. Then they don't even need length. Like, Karlaftis has short arms. Like, that's not the type of guy that they typically would take. So, like, I get that argument, but like, I don't know, man. Like, if he's
share them right now. We'll get there.
well, if he's there for like the Bengals or like the Dolphins, I mean, that's still out of the top 10. But I've seen him some mocks going like 14 to the Ravens.
Yep.
And 15 to the Bucks, which
tell
would
me that
be
doesn't make sense.
well, it does. And to be honest, I
David
think the
Ojabo
Ravens.
Bailey, you know.
I think the Ravens are getting one of Vega, Bailey, or Fano. I think Fano plays center. Those are like my 3 early guesses, just for someone falling to them. Which I know Fano and some people was like, oh, it's not falling that much, but some people have him going like 4, and I just said that he could go, or not 4, but like 3 or 4, and I think that's would be a pretty premium pick for them to get at 14. But anyways, yeah, if it was me making this pick, obviously I have Love above Bailey. They're 2 and 3 for me. I think they need the running back a little more than the edge.
Sean White, bro.
You're making my point even more.
Oh.
But I think I would probably take David Bailey. But thinking about Jeremiah Love and Jaden Daniels, that backfield, like the things that they could run, like to stress the defense, it'd be hard to stop having those two guys in the backfield. So I'm gonna give him Love, partially because I think it feels a little chalk, and then also I don't want to figure out where else he's going. So
It's fine by me.
yeah, yeah, make it a little easier on us.
Yeah. I think that we're just starting to get David Bailey fatigue for some reason, and I don't know why.
Mm-hmm. It was Ruben Bain fatigue for a while. Now it's become David Bailey fatigue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it feels like
Bain was going to the Chiefs and like the Dolphins.
What's a good way to put this? You know when you hand a toddler a toy, and then you start playing with another toy yourself, and they want that toy, and then they want your toy, and then you give them that toy, and then you start playing with the toy that they were just playing with, and now they want that toy, and then you pick up the toy that you just gave the kid that you were playing with that they wanted because you were playing with it, and then they decided to give up on it because they wanted the toy that you were then playing with that they used to be playing with before they gave up on that one to play with the one that you were playing with, and then they started wanting the one that you were playing with now that was the one that they were playing with. Yeah, I feel like that's what's going to keep happening. We're just going to keep going back and forth between Bailey and Bain, and this week it's Bend, so that, we want the bendy guy. We want Ruben Bain, who's 2'7" and a 360-pound offensive tackle is just going to lay on top of him if he tries to play limbo coming around the side. But that's how you play football for sure. Football is played against freaking speed bags, Anyway, I like David Bailey a lot. You like David Bailey a lot. I know this isn't news for either of us, but he looked really good this year. I get that you can say that he had a level of weakness in rush downs.
It's being overplayed. It wasn't even bad. He was fine. You know what I mean?
Okay. Here's what I'm trying to say.
No, but if people are saying that. People are saying he's bad at it
because they're brain dead. That's the problem.
He's just not elite at it. He's good at it.
People are legitimately brain dead and don't know how to function cerebrally.
Just because he's not Ruben Bain against the run doesn't mean he's, you know what I mean? Or Bain's a little better. He's bigger.
Ruben Bain's run, and again, I know this is PFF, so don't take this with whatever. His run defense grade is not that much better than David Bailey's.
No, exactly. It wasn't. He played fine against the run. I would say he played good some games against the run.
He played very well against the run.
Because, like I said, I watched a lot of that stuff too. There was definitely a couple of reps that, he got pushed off his spot. But, dude, go watch NFL football and go watch freaking good pass rushers get pushed off. Von Miller was really good against the run. He was elite against, rushing the passer. He was very good by, year 3 against the run. And there was still times that he would get pushed off his spot. It happens. You're not going to be 100 for 100. There's going to be times that you get beat, and it's going to happen. And
right.
Who cares? That's why there's 10 more players on the field. You know what I mean? It's not like he's a liability. If he was a liability in the run game, then sure, he should be a second-round pick. You take him, be a designated pass rusher, and hope that he gets better against the run. That's not the case. But apparently he's bad against the run. I've heard that so many times, especially the past 2 weeks. I've seen it everywhere. He can't hold up against the run. He's going to be a liability.
Well, yeah.
I don't know what you saw.
Timmy Jimmy 138765 posted one clip of him getting run over the one time.
Well, and here are the advanced stats that we like to. Stupid. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying they can just cherry pick clips that they want to show.
Exactly. They just did that with. I don't know if you saw Ty Simpson one where he just absolutely missed Jeremy Bernard in the middle of the field. The angle they showed just wide open. He was 4 seconds late throwing the ball, and it was 10 feet above his head.
There's
it was bad
compilation of Ty Simpson just missing wide open wide receivers, dude.
And don't get me wrong, it was bad.
Triple coverage.
But most quarterbacks you could probably find.
Yeah.
Especially throughout a whole season, you could put 7 or 8 bad plays they had together and be like, "Yep, this guy's terrible."
Well, yeah, I could make a super compilation from last year alone with Aaron Rodgers on the Steelers that makes him look like either the best quarterback in the league or the worst quarterback to ever step foot on a football field.
I could do it with Bo Nix too. He had 5 or 6 plays that were not good.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 5 or 6 over the course of the entire season. No more.
I don't know how many, but
no more. Definitely no more. 0 more.
Well, I don't know.
Um, it's tough for me to not take David Bailey here.
Well, according to everybody else, they're not going to take him here.
Well, according to everybody else, Fegma Segma, you know? Granderson is 29. He looks like a Teletubby in this picture. I don't know what's going on here. That's crazy. Chase Young is not that young anymore. He's also not that good. So, do I bank
Played
on
pretty
the
well
fact?
this year.
I know he played very well this year, in his 7th season. Do I bank
Doesn't
on
stop
the
me from
one
taking
good
him, though.
year that he had, or some level of regression back to the norm? Like, did he actually figure something out in year 7, or I'm gonna pull the trigger because to me at this point, I can make an argument for a couple different things. I think that there is no longer a linebacker here I feel great about. Wide receiver, I could see. I could see them going Tyson. I could see them going Cooper. I could see them going Lemon. I could see them going in one of those directions. I could see them probably going offensive line still. Let me pull this back up because I'm stupid and closed it. But if they were going offensive line, I think it has to be interior. Banks and Fuaga are both very good, and I would be hard pressed to believe that they would go back to back to back first year or first round picks on the offensive line.
Probably not. Yeah, probably not.
I think defense is where there's a lot of room. I don't think offense is completely off the table, as I just talked about with wide receiver and things like that. Mason Tipton is probably your number 2 wide receiver, unless you have Devon Vele there, and I like Devon Vele, but I don't want Devon.
He's a good 3. Yeah.
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 He's a good 3/4 rotational. I don't want him to be my 2. Maybe Devin Neal plays wide receiver this year, or Kendra Miller.
Kendra Miller is off the team.
Safety is the one that sticks out to me. Jonas Sanker and Justin Reed are both good and serviceable. They are not elite players to me. And there are at least 2 elite safeties on the board here, in my eyes. I know that I just talked about guard. They might. I think it's hard pressed. Vega would be awesome in this offense, and I think their offensive line would be like set for a long time. Fuaga was a first round pick. Banks was a first round pick. Do you go guard in the first round this year? It's tough, you know.
Yeah.
It's possible. That's what Bengal did on his Saints franchise series. He went guard in the first round. It was left guard, and he wound up being a stud. I'm not doing it. Cornerback, I think, is on the table. Isaac Yiadom, Broncos legend, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah.
Kool-Aid and Quincy Riley. There's room for improvement there, whether it's McCoy, whether it's Delane staying in the Bayou. We've talked about that ad nauseum at this point, too. At least I have. But to me, you're losing a decent amount of playability by losing Cam Jordan. In its time, I get that. He's still not signed yet, which is kind of crazy to me. He might be waiting for the draft at this point.
Probably.
Or
seeing if the Broncos are good
for the draft, I guess I should say.
Yeah. Seeing if they can fill that need.
Look at it, but I'm going to give him David Bailey. Yeah, Chiefs are on the clock. I'll let you do what you're going to do, and then I'm going to talk about what I was going to talk about earlier with hedge rusher stuff for them.
Yeah, I'm going to give him Caleb Downs. I think. I just think I have to. Like,
it's hard
they
to
lost
not.
Brian Cook.
It's hard to
and
not, but
he's too much of a value there, man. Like, it's too much of a value. It's a need. Plug and play. He's going to be a pain in my ass, probably, so that's going to be fun. But maybe not. Maybe not. I got to believe.
If they didn't go Downs and they wanted a edge rusher,
Ime Udoka.
Yes.
Yeah, that was my second option.
I think that the age would not.
And I have him higher than.
Their window is still very much wide open.
Yeah, and who cares that he's 25 or whatever he is? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Whatever. 24, 25. Like,
he's turning 25.
Maybe he's 26. Something like that.
24.9.
Yeah, so No, I can see him doing that for sure.
Um,
Definitely can. I think that with that pick at 29, I
yes,
see like like T.J. Parker slash
Zion,
Falk slash Malachi Lawrence slash I'm missing somebody
Zion.
Zion, who I have higher. I just scrolled past him. Yeah, I mean there's a handful of guys that I think, and obviously there's a lot of safeties too. I would be surprised if McNeil Warren or Dynaman make it there though. So
Right.
yeah.
Um, apparently Bengal has Falk also. I watched his full mock draft the other day. He doesn't know how to look at previous picks, which I thought was funny.
Hmm.
But he has Falk going higher.
Yeah, he might. He might. He's young. He's someone that a team's going to be like, look, he's athletic. He's a good size. He was good against the
He's
run.
elite
He has a
against
lot
the
of good
run.
things. I like him. I don't want to bet.
Yep.
I'm typically not the person that's like, all right, I'm going to bet on this guy getting better at rushing the passer. Granted, he's like 21, so like he's like 20 or 21, I think. So like he probably will be. And
Yep.
it's not like I have him like super low, but like I have him at the end of the first round.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like I would rather take a chance on someone like that there than over Downs or Bailey or Jeremiah Love or like Tate. Like if he goes in the 20s, like I feel I get it. Like I get why, because he has a lot of room to grow and he could be really good. But it's almost like how um I wasn't the biggest fan of Trayvon Walker. That's his name, right?
Yes.
Jags.
Yep.
It was Walker. I can remember it was Trayvon. I liked him a lot, but like there was no world I was taking him over Hutch.
Yep.
He needed more work, and he's a good player. He is a good player. Like I think they're probably happy that they have him. Are you
think
going
that I
to
would
tell me
rather have
that they would
Hutch.
not rather have Hutch? Like, come on. Like, yeah. So it's similar to that. I think Walker's obviously better than Falk, but
Right.
I don't know. Same type of thing. Like if he goes top 10, like if he goes here to the Bengals or Bengals Dolphins whatever, like in this range, it's high for me, but I understand why. Like I get it for sure.
Good, because that's what I'm doing.
Okay. I totally get it.
You know who does like taking edge rushers that haven't proven anything, that have issues, that may or may not be able to stay on the field, that suck ass? The Cincinnati Bengals. Miles Murphy, what could he not do? Rush the passer. Shamar Stewart, what could he
man.
not do? Stay on the field? You're damn right.
Funny. All right, Dolphins.
That's
I want to give them
aggressive, but I
Vega.
think crazy. Would I actually give them Vega in this situation? Yes, probably. If I'm being completely transparent and fully honest, there's a good
Who?
argument for me to give the Bengals Vega.
Oh.
I've already given
Yeah.
them. It is what it is. It's over at this point. It's over.
Yep.
There's a lot of different ways that I could have gone with this. Do they actually need to go edge? Maybe not, because you just brought in Boye Mafe, which obviously fixes all your problems. Shamar Stewart, Miles Murphy are obviously one of the two is going to play elite this year, and there's no reason why you would ever have to ever consider potentially ever going in a situation where you'd have to draft another edge rusher. Safety, you brought in Brian Cook. Jordan Battle really ain't it to me, and I also thought Thieneman would have been a good fit for them.
Agreed. Agreed.
So those are the two things that I think would have been the most whatever. I'm also just going to throw this out there again. Kenyon Sadiq, I think would be really, really, really fun in that offense. I think he's a willing blocker and is a better receiving threat by far than anything that they have, and it's not even particularly close to me. I know that there's going to be some Bengals fan out there saying, it's okay, buddy, we have Eric Hall, we'll be okay, you know? He ain't doing anything for me. I also want to throw Kenyon Sadiq's name in the ring. You talked about the picks that the Ravens are going to wind up with. And I've talked about it before. I still think Kenyon Sadiq is an elite fit there as a better version of Isaiah Likely in an offense that I think is going to want to function fairly similarly to what the Ravens offense has been in the last few years, even without Todd Monken.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I'll shut up now. Let's talk about the Dolphins.
No, I agree. I think they should take Vega. I think there's a good chance they would pick Vega. I kind of also think, and if it was, we've talked about it 1,000 times, if it wasn't for the injury to McCoy, I'd probably have McCoy a little higher than Delane, or they're still very close, but I think Delane's going to go first, and I understand why. Like, there's enough concerns with McCoy, just the fact that he didn't play last year, that I bumped him down a couple spots from where I would probably have him. I do think Delane's going to go first. I think they should pick Vega because they could pretty easily take a corner with one of their next two picks.
Mm-hmm.
They could also take a guard with the next two picks. I mean, they could take anything, anywhere. I talked about that. Like, they're an open canvas here.
Right.
And it's like typically, okay, Packers, yeah, they're going to take the trench guys, probably, which again goes back to Vega or even Maui Noah. Or shoot, I could see Messador, but probably not because the age would matter to them probably. So I could probably see why they wouldn't. But like in edge, like I could see them going edge, I guess is what I was trying to say.
Yeah, because you're banking on one of David Ojabo, Josh Uchi, or Robert Beal figuring it out. Like, that's asking a lot.
Right. I'm going to go Delane. I feel like we give them Vega a lot. I'm going to go Delane. They need their corner room is worse than their offensive line, and it's saying something because their offensive line does need help. But
I like it. Yeah, I don't disagree with you either. Their cornerback room is like brutal.
One of the worst I've ever seen. Yeah.
There's an argument for them
Storm
to take
Duck is starting like
in their first, like two of their first
two
three
picks. Yeah, for sure. Same with wide receiver, kind of, but yeah.
Well,
not quite as bad,
they're not going
but
to
still.
compete this year, so you know.
No.
And shout out
Rest in
Mr.
peace,
Brett
Malik
Coleman,
Willis.
who tweeted today that cornerbacks are the running back of the defense, and that they are an elite cornerback doesn't actually set you apart. So therefore, you shouldn't take an elite cornerback if the rest of your team's not there. And it's just a luxury piece, and therefore you should only take a cornerback if the rest of your defense is already established.
Yeah, of course.
Which I can understand somewhat what he's attempting to say. I disagree fairly heavily for a variety of reasons, including, but not limited to, the fact that one elite cornerback that shuts down one side of the field makes up for a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Sauce Gardner on the Jets defense, and again, you can make an argument, well, Sauce Gardner didn't have any interceptions last year, and the Jets looked like shit. Yeah, sure. He got traded halfway through the season. But, like, the Jets defense after trading Sauce Gardner looked so much worse. Like, so much worse.
Yep.
Anyway, and I mean, the Panthers defense with J.C. Horn there for a while, obviously they built that up now. But there was a long time where, like, that defense wasn't really that great. And, yeah, I know they had Brian Burns and Derek Brown there, too. But, like, you can neutralize one side of the defensive line, more or less. It's harder to do that when you also have to worry about one of... Whatever. You get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right. Cowboys. Let me get inside Jerry's world here real quick. That makes me want to take him in for obviously reasons, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Also makes me want to give him Messador, which I'm pretty sure is what Bengal might have done, or he gave him Falk. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. It's just tough, man.
Yeah, I mean, what I would do versus what they would do would be probably different. I could see Messador for sure. I would take Thieneman, I think, with them, but I don't think they will.
Right. I would too. And I think they might, because...
Maybe they take Jacob Rodriguez and just, like, knock everybody's socks off. Like, oh my god, he's not going in the second round, he's going number 12.
That's also what I thought.
That would be crazy. There's no way it happens, but...
Part of me that thought that was a possibility. Although I will say this, I think if the Cowboys are going to go linebacker here, I do think that
CJ
they would go
Allen.
CJ Allen.
Probably.
Do I pull the trigger on that? I might. What's stopping me? Let's see. Thieneman, because he's white. That's about it. CJ Allen. I'm taking him.
Boom.
I know you like Jacob Rodriguez better. I do too. I think the consensus on CJ Allen is higher, and I think that the
Yeah, oh, for
Cowboys
sure.
historically have been a more consensus-driven organization. If that's
I mean, the only reason why I'm a little lower is because I think
Jacob Rodriguez is elite and showed no cracks, and also tested insane. So
CJ
why isn't he there? Yeah,
CJ
I don't disagree
Allen,
with that.
sideline to sideline and against the pass, I have questions, whereas Rodriguez, I don't.
Right.
And I would rather take Allen late in the first for those reasons.
That's
but
fair. I think the Cowboys
but-
are also just desperate for a green dot. And I
Yeah,
think that's
yeah.
not an argument because Jacob Rodriguez is also an elite green dot.
There's no way Rodriguez is going this high. So
Right. I guess I'm
I
just
would-
also
there-
looking at it as I feel like Jerry is also one of those like blue blood college program things, and it's not that Texas Tech isn't necessarily, but they were
Typically, I
heavily
haven't been.
interested in Nakobe Dean, and I feel like there's a good amount of similarity in their play style, CJ Allen and Dean.
yeah.
They're not the same player. I'm not saying that they are, but there's enough overlap that if the Cowboys were that seriously interested in Nakobe Dean, I would have a hard time believing they wouldn't also be in on CJ Allen. And maybe they think CJ Allen's there at pick 20. They probably do. That was honestly probably pretty fucking stupid of me, but, you know, it is what it is. Fuck it, we ball. Actually, no, I'm undoing the pick. I'm giving him Thieneman.
Boom skis. In a minute it is.
They need safety real bad.
They do.
He is white, you know. I don't think that hurts in Jerry world.
I agree. I don't think
Jalen
it
Thompson
does.
is extremely replaceable. Malik Hooker is extremely replaceable. I like PJ Locke a lot. I think there's a world that PJ Locke could be starting, and so is Dylan Thieneman. So,
Yep. I agree. I definitely agree. Hmm. I can't
wait till
get
you
the
can.
thought. That's funny. My kids are watching that downstairs.
that's really
I can't get the thought of Jordan Tyson to them out of my head.
okay.
Can't do it.
The only
And
thing that I will say,
I also
if there was a team that was going to go with a different wide receiver over Tyson, the Rams might be the most logical fit for me in the top half of the draft to take Mekhi Lemon. He feels like that scheme type of receiver. I know that you have him like significantly lower, and I'm not saying that this should happen. But again, we talked about that he feels kind of like the JSN, Amon-Ra St. Brown type fit, and that to me
I just think with
feels
how
like a Sean McVay type of thing.
I don't know, because I feel the same way about Tyson in some ways, like the way that they can move him around, like
Mm-hmm.
he feels Devontae Adams-esque to me. I don't know.
I get that.
And I'll be honest with you, I think they could take Omar Cooper
Yeah.
because they need rack. Not that the two guys they have can't. I mean, obviously Puka can get rack, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they've been looking for that third guy to be able to get that type of stuff in the middle of the field when, like in some formations, and it's probably earlier than Cooper would go, but this is the first spot that I could see, especially the Rams are just like, yep, we like Omar Cooper. This is who we're taking. So like, and I could see them going Lemon too for sure. There's things in his game that make me feel like, especially like he's a willing blocker, but man, it's tough for McVay not to have wide receivers that at least can hold their own in blocking.
Hmm.
I mean, they just don't. Tutu didn't, right? He was
Right.
not good at blocking, but they used him in a very like niche role, which I don't think that's what they're looking for. I think they're looking for an upgrade to what they were running with Tutu.
Yep.
Um,
I'm not disagreeing. I just
so, and I'm not saying that Lemon is just good. Oh, well, he's just like Tutu. No, he can block better than Tutu Atwell because he at least will try. And
right.
I can see them going Lemon. I just for the past like month, I've had just this weird like if someone's gonna take Tyson and not be afraid of the injury, it feels like it could be the Rams because if it works out, like if Tyson I think has had like 2,000 yards the past 2 seasons, so like he's been hurt, but he's still put up like 2,000 yards in like the last 2 years, which is insane to think about. I'm pretty sure that that's correct. I have to look.
1899, I think, if my math is right.
Yeah, close,
Something like
close to
or
2,000 yards.
whatever. Just
He's
over
been
1,800.
productive still. Like, if he didn't have the injury stuff, I think he probably might even be going over Tate. Truly, um, but
Yeah, I mean, if you look at just tape alone, there's an argument that Jordan Tyson is the best wide receiver in this class. But you have to answer other questions in that, and to me,
there's
Tate is
stuff
the
that we
most
can't answer.
right. I
There's
100%.
stuff.
I'm saying
It's
if you solely just locked in, and you were given 5 game tapes of each, and it was the 5 best tapes for each of those wide receivers, I think Tyson's game tape would be like, dude, why would we not be taking this guy? And then the doctor would walk in and be like, well, here's why. But I think if you looked at solely tape alone, which is not what you should do when you're scouting or talking about the draft, but I think if you solely looked at tape and nothing else ever, I think Tyson is the best wide receiver in this class.
I know I just talked about them not taking tackles and McClendon's good, but like it's hard not to take Maui Noah here too.
Yep.
The fact that he's still here.
Yeah, that's actually
And the fact that I didn't take it for the Chiefs, but like it's hard because Downs was there. But like, would they do that? I don't know. I think they would maybe take Maui Noah.
right. I honestly didn't even think about that. We haven't had
We had Freeling go at 6.
I probably shouldn't have done that. I have a hard time thinking that Freeling goes off the board before Maui Noah. They're two different players.
The only
They're playing
way is
left
if someone
versus
is
right,
looking for a left tackle. Yeah, I mean,
which they are, and I get that.
Yeah,
But like,
yeah.
I still think it's a hard.
They would take Freeling over Maui Noah. I honestly do think that.
I do too.
If
It's
if
tough.
they were going to take a tackle. Now there's argument when they take Vega, but we already talked about that. But
Yeah.
I'm going to give him Francis. It never happens. He's never here. Let's just do it.
Yeah, he probably shouldn't be.
I-
But
He
that's
could
what
play
happens
somewhere
when I
on that
give the
offensive
Bengals
line.
Another edge rusher for no reason.
You never know. You never know. I mean, this could happen.
Yeah, there's
You
a
never-
world. There's definitely a world. The Ravens. I'm not giving them Vega. You can't make me give them Vega. I'm not gonna
They
do
would,
it.
dude.
I
They would. They're
refuse.
taking him or Fano for sure.
I don't agree.
There
with
is
that.
no
I actually
way.
have something else that I'm doing for them, and I'm going to be just as upset about it. So I don't want to hear any complaints from you after the fact.
I'm not complaining. Not complaining. You're gonna do your Sadiq thing probably.
I'm not going to do the Sadiq thing today. I will not do the Sadiq thing today. I will also throw out again for the 18th, umpteenth time. I like the idea of them taking a cornerback here. McCoy would make sense to me because of the fact that Marlon Humphrey is 87 years old. I still think that they're in the market for edge. I think that Messidor could be fun for them. There's a lot of things that I could do. What I am going to wind up doing is upgrading the wide receiver room and giving them Tyson. Because of everything you just said, if the Rams decided to move on from Devontae Adams tomorrow, he would sign with the Ravens in a heartbeat because of the fact that the Ravens like to sign old, washed-up, useless wide receivers. So why
it's
not,
Titans.
for one singular time, yeah, it's a pissing contest between the two. So for one singular time, why not give the Ravens the younger version of whoever's there? Zay Flowers going into a contract year. If you're a Ravens fan, apparently you think that his stats are better than JSN, and therefore he's going to wind up commanding more money. I've long said being a Ravens fan is a serious mental condition that we need to be taken seriously. And this is just another piece of that puzzle. I also think, being completely 100% serious right now, Tyson gives them a different look from what Flowers does. Tyson gives them a different look from what Bateman does. And it is actually a scary concept to think about within that offense. I still think that they need wide receiver pretty bad. I don't know if Zay Flowers is going to stay on an extension after the season. I know Rashad Bateman has a couple of years left, but I think that the money is basically replaceable at this point. Like, they could cut him, and it's not really a big deal. They just gave Mark Andrews another extension, which is weird to me because he's 87 years old as well. But I just talked about the fact that, to me, if you look at nothing but tape, Tyson is the best wide receiver in this draft class. Now, the thing that I will say about this, because I'm back to being a dickhead again, do the Ravens take Tyson when they failed Max Crosby for his physical? Maybe not. That's the only thing that I will say about that.
Yeah.
You know, a very, very serious team that takes their medicals extremely seriously, and its only reason why they would ever back out of it had nothing to do with the fact that they could pay another edge rusher the exact same amount as what they were going to wind up giving him and not have to give up draft capital to do it. Has nothing to do with that. They definitely, their GM and team president definitely talked to the star edge rusher that was in town to meet with them and look at the trade, scenario and get ready to sign his contract as soon as he possibly could. Has nothing to do with that. It's all strictly medical, and that would be a big concern if you were looking to draft a player like Jordan Tyson or potentially sign another edge rusher coming off of, a core muscle surgery or something like that, who is not also ready to play football yet. Anyway, I'll shut up now. You can go ahead. Buccaneers are on the clock. You're going to give it a Messidor.
Yeah, well, I was going to see if you thought the Steelers might be interested in coming to get Vega.
So, here's the only thing that I'll say.
Trading up for a guard, yeah, probably won't do it.
Trading up for a guard is tough.
We have so many picks.
We do have a shit ton of picks. To me, I think that Cooper and Vega both feel like players that the Steelers would want. If McCoy is there, I think that they wouldn't hesitate to snag him too. I know that we just signed what's-his-face? Jamel Dean. But, having all three of those guys would be gross.
Yeah.
So, with the number of picks that are there versus what we have, it's possible. I just don't know. The Steelers don't usually trade up unless they love a guy, and I'm not saying that they don't
like Devin Bush.
love one of these guys. Well, that's... Pre-injury Devin Bush was elite, and we needed a linebacker super bad, and we had to make the move. I still, to this day, hindsight is 20/20. I get that, and obviously it's a bad trade in retrospect. You got Noah Fant. I don't really give a shit. So, when you look at it that way,
we got Drew Lock too.
Yep, sure did.
Actually, I think we got Dalton Risner with that pick.
Yep, you got Drew Lock and Noah Fant. You know what that got you? Russie. So,
which
lost
in
that
turn
trade?
got me.
Who really lost that trade? Anyway.
At Bo Nix, I'm happy.
They might. I would consider it. What do you think they would have to give up in addition?
I think you made valid points, though. That. I mean.
Here's what I'll say. Right now, the Steelers don't have a starter at left guard. They just don't.
That's what I'm saying. It would be an easy.
Spencer Anderson played fine, and I like Spencer Anderson a lot. But if you can tell me that we would have Spencer Anderson as depth and Vega at starting, and our offensive line would look like Broderick Jones, Vega, Frazier, McCormick, and Fautanu, I'd be all over it. There really isn't that much that we absolutely have to upgrade right now because we traded for Pittman. I still think that wide receiver is a position of need. Hoffman,
85
I like
and
as a pickup.
135.
Let's see. So that's what, a comp fourth?
In this
fifth?
draft, I feel like it would be something like that. I mean, what? 85s in the third round.
Third round and a comp
Fifth?
into the fourth or fifth,
Fourth?
I think.
Even if it was like 161, it'd be something. Like, I don't think it would be crazy. It would be a crazy price because they're only moving down, or moving up, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7, yeah. 7, 5.
I'll give you 135, but I'm getting 155 back. Smile.
Fine.
I'm okay with that.
So,
I'm assuming you're taking.
and they're taking Vega.
I like that. I will, I wasn't really complain about it. So.
I know.
I
know.
Let's take a look at the Jets real quick. You think the Jets trade Will McDonald and just wind up taking Messidor and Bain?
That would be funny.
I think I'm going to give him McCoy.
Yeah, I mean,
Nishon Wright, I think, is fine. Brandon Stevens, I don't love. Jarvis Brownlee is fine. I don't know that I really love it, but it's okay. Azariah Thomas didn't show enough for me. The other thing that I'm going to talk about, and I know that you would also want me to talk about, would be Omar Cooper. I think he'd be sick with Garrett Wilson. I do think that they're similar-ish players in terms of being good route runners who also have a lot of rack ability. I probably would have wound up giving the Jets Vega if the Steelers hadn't traded up, honestly.
Yeah. Which is fair. Very fair. I think they can go a few ways. I mean, I could see corner. I could see.
I think, to me, McCoy has such big upside. Omar Cooper feels like he's the higher floor, lower ceiling option of the two, and McCoy feels like the lower floor, higher ceiling. And I think the sky is the limit, basically, for him. Because he looked amazing in 2024, and then obviously he didn't play at all in 2025. So, how bad is that?
And if he did,
it's hard to know. So,
if he played last year, it would have been hard to pass on Tennessee. I'll just say that. Because they might have had the two best press man corners in football, in college football. But anyways, I'm not going to rant about that.
And also, you are missing Sauce, so you don't really have that true shutdown corner anymore. You need a shutdown corner. Because that's more important to me than, a replacement level, whatever you want to call it, Brett.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, I'm giving the Lions Spencer Fano.
I like that.
To play right tackle.
I still think Messidor's in the mix for them too, because I think
I agree. I think he is, and I thought about it, but I feel like if Malino or Fano are there, I know they got Larry Borum or however you say his name. The way that their offense is good is from the offensive line being elite, and they obviously need to add more pass rush help. But DJ Wanham,
Giovanni Manu is gonna do something for him.
I like the edge depth enough that they can take a stab in round two on somebody that I like. So I obviously Mesidor. I mean, those are the two top guys on my board right now. I was considering both, but typically I think Fano's not here. So, and usually I have Mesidor going to the Bucks or something. So he's not always here either. We just talked about he could maybe go to the Chiefs. I could even see the Saints. That's the type of edge that they like. I think I talked about that last week or the week before, where he could kind of even play that Cam Jordan role. But yeah, so the Vikings here.
I'm also thinking about Messidor for them because of the same Cam Jordan type role for their defense. They
Yeah,
like
Flores would like him a lot.
Jalen Redmond and Tyrion Ingram Dawkins and Levi Drake, all as their DTs. I'm not saying that Messidor is going to be a nose tackle. That's not what I'm saying. But I think he would be one of their 3 D linemen. And they lost Jonathan Allen. They lost Javon Hargrave for cap purposes. Like, they need to retool there. Maybe this is where we take the first D lineman off the board. Caleb Banks, I know that you and I both liked a lot, but it is tough when you have a 360-pound guy who has a foot fracture. Like, is that right? 330 pounds, sorry. It's tough to know how long that's going to take for him to heal. He's obviously putting more weight on that foot than if this was Casey Concepcion fracturing his foot, you know what I mean? So
right.
You need to really wait for it to heal, and there's been issues with that in the past. Also, Vikings history of defensive linemen with foot fractures or issues, health issues. From Florida, Sharif Floyd.
Yep.
Might scare you a little bit. Safety is obviously in play here. Manuel McNeil-Warren, you gave them about 168 times in the first 3 mock drafts.
I think the very first week I did, yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're the first and second one you got to pick for them.
Probably, yeah.
There isn't a running back that I feel good enough about to go in the first round, much less at 18 at this point with Love being gone. And the same can be said about center, really. Unless Fano's here and you want to play him at center. Unless it's the Vikings having a draft night trade of some sort where they send Hawkinson to the Broncos for their second round pick. They want to take Sadiq, that's something that would be on the table.
I would be all in for that, you know that.
I know that, that's why I said it.
All in.
Caden McDonald, I think, would be fun for them too.
I love Caden. He's I think he's the best run defender for sure. I think his pass rush, he can do some of it, but it's not where you're really drafting him for. Drafting him to be a really good run defender.
Safety is such a huge hole. It's tough for me not to take him. There's a reason why you did it. I'm not saying that you were stupid for doing it. So that's what I'm doing.
I was just doing it because he looks good in purple. So.
Where did he play before? I thought he was with Toledo the whole time.
He is. Never mind. It was never mind. Mace Windu.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying.
Okay, Miguel Warren. I'm giving
or some shit like that. I was trying to figure out what the hell was wrong with him.
I'm giving Panthers Kenyon Sadiq.
I like that.
It's JTS. What's the other tight end that they have? Tommy Tremble on steroids.
Mm-hmm.
They've been looking for that type of tight end.
Mitch Evans, bro. Felipe Franks.
Well, Mitch Evans is their blocker.
Yeah.
They've been looking for the move tight end that can block a little bit and actually make plays down the field, which I've always disliked JTS, so this is a pretty big upgrade for them.
Wow,
I thought about another wide receiver.
Bronco,
well, yeah. Not making it to Denver.
That's not what I mean.
But who would be a good Bronco? Oh, yeah. He'd be a Troutman, I'm sure.
Well, no, because of Hookup,
Yeah, well.
Remember how
wrong side of the ball.
remember how the Cowboys were gonna take what did I give them? Did I give them Messidor? C.J. Allen, that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, C.J. Allen.
The best of both worlds, imagine.
Yeah, crazy.
And Messidor's gonna.
Wow, that's a
Just
shock.
just
Wow,
how I wanted it to play out too.
that's
Yep.
a miracle. That's really special. Something, you know. When you think
Yep.
about the things that could be and the things that are yet to be seen, Makai Lemon, you are a Charger.
Mm. Interesting.
There's an argument that it makes no sense, and I fully support that argument. However, I'm choosing to do it, and you can't stop me.
No, hey, that is fair. I don't have a problem with it. Eagles. Do I give them one of these edges, or do I give them Omar Cooper?
Omar Cooper is what I was actually thinking when I gave the Chargers Makai Lemon.
Because even if they don't move AJ Brown, like
They could still use another one because
could
they've
still
now
use
picked
one.
up Hollywood Brown.
I know they have Hollywood, but like,
who did they just
Omar.
pick up? They just picked up another wide receiver.
Don't remember, but I know they did.
Hold on.
Who it was?
Because I will also say that there's something to that too. Whoever it was, Elijah Moore. I think.
Oh yeah, he's best friends with AJ Brown, so
yeah,
now
he prevented
AJ Brown's not going to be traded.
Suicide. So there is that. It's at least
maybe AJ Brown doesn't leave.
Right.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't leave.
Or if he does, they just cut Elijah Moore because.
Yeah. I tell you, that's Broncos legend Elijah Moore.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Jesus. Oh man.
I wish I forgot about it. Yeah, I'm giving him more. He's the best player on my board, and yeah, it's a position of need, kind of, and I mean depth wise for sure, and I think it adds an extra layer to their offense. They kind of like, obviously they have AJ Brown, but like, I think Cooper could play like his skill set has a lot of AJ Brown similarity, but I think he doesn't have quite the size. But I think you could let AJ Brown play more on the outside and use Cooper in the slot, I think is what I'm trying to say. And I like the older that AJ Brown gets, like they probably don't want him moving around all over the offense as much. Kind of want to keep him in one spot a little more.
Right.
And if you don't keep him, then boom, there you go. You have an AJ Brown, possibly.
Yeah, I like that. See, now here's where it gets weird for the Browns. If you do go Freeling in the first, or with your first pick, I mean, where do you go from there? Wide receiver is a huge need. And
they would have liked Omar Cooper or Makai Lemon. Yeah.
A lot. Or Jordan Tyson, who went, or like, obviously you miss out on Cardinal Tate by a pick, but where do you go from here? Do you go Denzel Boston, who's probably the next best wide receiver on consensus?
Some people probably have
KC
up there.
Still might
probably,
be up there, but he has some knee scope thing, which I guess is probably going to be a concern for some team, especially the Ravens. I have heard that it might be related to some work on his stutter step. But
well, it's not going to be Ty Simpson because Mel Kiper said he got really pissed off in an interview. I don't know if you saw that.
Yes, he did.
They have a better quarterback.
On their roster already. It's Shador Sanders. There's no
and maybe
reason
they do.
why they possibly need to go with another quarterback. They also have, and we're forgetting about this, Deshaun Watson. He's going to be back this year. He's on the roster. They've already said they're not going to cut him. He's going to play football this year. When you look at the players that the Browns have available, the Browns do not need a quarterback. Shador Sanders should have been a third overall pick last year, and he wasn't, and that is a crying shame.
Yep. All those things are true. Never spoke a lie.
I like that my Mel Kiper turned into Bill Clinton halfway through. That was pretty fun. I still think that cornerback is a position where the Browns can look to upgrade. We've talked about this before. the final thing I'm going to say about the whole Freeling thing. There's 5 to 6 players, I think, that went between pick 6 and where they are now that the Browns would have loved to have at 6.
Yep.
Freeling would not be here. I get that.
No.
But for the Browns, like, is a Caden Proctor somebody that might be able to play left tackle for them? He played exclusively left tackle at Alabama.
Man, that would be a big boy competition at left tackle, huh?
It sure would, but I'll tell you this much. Caden Proctor played
that's
a hell of a lot better at left tackle than Dawan Jones did, because Dawan Jones, I think, exclusively played right in college.
Yeah, mostly. Yeah. I see what you're putting down.
I'm gonna give them Avion Terrell.
Okay.
I think I'm a little higher on him than you are. I know that you're still not like low on him, but
no.
I think you can play him outside. He's a little shorter. I think that you'd be better off playing him in the slot. But the Browns could use either. I don't think Miles Harden is elite. Frankly, I don't think Tyson Campbell is elite, but he's, in my mind, your best cornerback, because Denzel Ward is starting to get a little old. And his money is not lining up. There's a world to me that Denzel Ward is a post-June 1 cut. Or post-June 1st trade, or something.
Yeah.
I'm going to give
It'd be stupid to do that, but...
They would, but...
In my opinion.
Once again, they'd be also stupid to take Ty Simpson, so...
Apparently, yeah. I'm giving the Bears Kate McDonald, I'm not thinking about it twice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Run defending defensive lineman, like, immediate starter. Not going to talk about it much more than that. It feels a little chalky, like him or Christian Miller. I know Caleb Banks is like, I put him further down my list too. That injury, I don't love it, for one, and for two, he was already a player that like you're just projecting because he didn't have a lot of production. It's just like how freaky he moves for his size, and with the injury, I think he isn't going to be going like middle of the first round anymore. I think
he's got 50-50 tape. He either bullies or is getting bullied. There's really no in between. There's no him.
He needs a lot of work,
but not getting through whatever.
But now that he needs work and he's hurt,
right? It's tougher.
I think he's probably going round 2. And if he falls to the Broncos in the second round, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
So I'll just say that.
That's definitely fair.
Yeah.
I will also say I do think that there's a world that Buffalo could look at taking him to.
Yeah.
There's a handful of guys for Buffalo that I like that I think you're a little bit lower on. And I'm probably higher on than consensus. One of those players being Peter Woods.
Okay, so here's my thing about Peter Woods that I was kind of against everybody when everybody was like freaking out about it, because I'm like, okay, well that whole team sucked, and I had him way higher. But I actually like sat down and watched even some from last year, or 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. Like it's not the same as Caleb Banks where it's like 50-50 type of a thing, but he has plays where it's like, this dude is really good, and he's disrupting blocks, and like he's causing double teams, but then I've noticed, I can't remember who pointed it out to me, he has trouble like diagnosing plays that I've noticed, and it's a little worrisome to me. And I think when the rest of the defense wasn't playing well, he wasn't a guy that could step up and still make plays. You see it happen where there's just defenses that are not good, and if you're that good, you still are going to make plays. And this isn't like saying he's bad. I have him he's my number 45th player. Yeah. I mean, that's still a good player. I feel more comfortable with some of the other guys.
100%.
But there's certain fits on certain teams where like if I was making like a big board for the Bills or something like that, like maybe he'd be higher than if I was making a big board for like the Patriots or something like that. Right. Like it's just different. But just how like players from like, I don't know, like 20, I mean, how do you say, like 26 or like 30 down to like 50, it's going to be a similar range. It just kind of like, 2 weeks from now, I might change a couple guys around 1 or 2
100%.
spots. Like it's
I mean, tomorrow we could
But-
do that too, honestly. But
sure. Because I haven't watched every snap of every single. Like I obviously don't have time to do that. Like I've watched as much as I can, and
Yeah.
but
I
I don't
think
know,
what
like,
I look at
I-
for Clemson is, and I know this might catch some heat, but I think that Clemson's coaching has not been very good the last 3 to 4 years. Basically, ever since NIL came into play, and Dabo just hasn't adapted. They have not looked good. And I think what's weird for me is if you watch Peter Woods in 2023 and get a picture of the player that he was, you're projecting him now, 2 full seasons later, and you're like, dude, this guy's going to be an animal. Like, this is a Aaron Donald type player who is a disruptor. Again, you're projecting still. This is 2 years ago.
yeah.
And then you watch 2024, and Peter Woods plays well, but a little worse. You're like, okay, well, another full season as a starter, team got a little worse around him, whatever. And then you watch this past year, and he played well, but there's some games, individual games for sure, that he looked bad. And when I see that form of regression in college, personally, where it's like really good player, slightly worse player, slightly worse player, slightly worse player, like, I always just wind up turning around and basically blaming that on coaching. And I think that he has work to do, for sure, but he also has some, instinctive trait type things, athleticism, those sorts of things. The pass rush that he can generate as a defensive lineman gives him inherent value to me. And I think when you get to the back half of the first, into the early second...
He's still young, too.
He's still young, yeah. He's, 22?
21.
21. So...
Just turned 21.
Just turned 21.
He's young. Yeah,
so I guess what I'm
I have
saying,
no problem
the Bills,
with
the
him
Bills
going
last
there.
year took Deion Walker, right? And he was like a beast. Like a huge, resounding, ring the bell success victory for the Bills. TJ Sanders last year. Huge success for the Bills. What are the terms of Ed Oliver's contract?
Not sure,
Let's
to
see.
be honest.
He signed a 4-year contract that runs through 2027. I don't know how much is guaranteed, where it's guaranteed, yada yada, blah blah blah. He's 28. He's still very good. I'm not taking anything away from him. Adding another guy to the room to work in. The tricky part about it is you took TJ Sanders, Landon Jackson, Deion Walker in the first 4 rounds last year. Do you take another D lineman now? That's the part that is the hardest to grapple with. I don't know if the answer is yes.
I could see it, but I also
could see
agree
it,
where
but
it might not be the answer.
But maybe you take a D lineman later on, and I get that to an extent as well.
I think the Bills want to move down.
I'm going to give. I think
You're getting
they
an offer
probably
here.
do. Okay, who's trading? Is this where
I
a team
think
comes
this
up for the
week-
quarterback? Is this going to be
Yes. I think it's going to be Arizona, but I'm trying to decide if I want to do the Jets just to do it.
I feel like the Jets aren't going to want to.
I don't think so either. I think it's going to be Arizona. The only
frankly
argument
speaking,
that I-
think that Geno is a lot better than the Geno that we got with the Raiders, and I think that's because the Raiders just kind of didn't do much to help.
I think it's
the
a somewhat
ship.
better.
It's a domestic
Somewhat
terrorist.
better. Somewhat better.
I'm not saying that Geno's going to be like a Pro Bowl starting quarterback this year, although he probably will be, especially in the AFC. But
Oh, jeez. Yeah, apparently.
is
He'll get
there-
you through the season, so you could draft someone else for sure. It just depends. If they really like Simpson, they're not going to be like, oh, well, we'll find someone next year. That's just not how. I know
Correct.
that's what
Right.
we all like to say, but like if they really feel a certain way about him, they're gonna go get him. You know what I
think we
mean?
need to keep
And I'm
going
not
with the
saying that.
Cardinals, though, man. Like, it's just hard for me to envision a different world.
I agree. I mean that's what I think was gonna happen. But then
I
I'm
know that
sitting
we
here. I'm
want
like,
to do
well,
things different. I get that, but like, there's a sake of doing things different, and then there's different for the sake of being different. You know, like
yeah.
it to
I
me,
guess
and I know it's not
in
like
my
completely
mind,
chalk. It feels so likely in my mind that the Cardinals would be the team that would, if one of these teams is moving up to take a guy back in the first round.
yeah.
Given the situations, I know the Jets have more draft capital, which is the argument for them doing it. But I don't know, man.
Right.
I see the Cardinals being that team.
Okay, let's do that.
I'm thinking like 34. It's probably not going to take a ton.
34 next year. 34 104. And next year's like 3 or 4. I think it'd be something like that because you're trading into the first round to get the contract, and they're trading out, so it's going to be like.
I think it's a pick
If
swap
it was-
next year. It's going to be like a 5-6 or 4-5 pick or something like that, or like a 4 next year for a 6 next year.
Something like that. Yeah.
Doesn't really matter. We're not picking for next year's picks anyway. Okay. Garrett Nussmeier.
All right.
Unironically,
Ty
I might
Simpson
like
it is.
Nussmeier better for the Cardinals than Ty Simpson, but that's neither here nor there. We don't need to have that conversation. Dan Orlovsky might issue a cease and desist.
All right. This is me. The 49ers. Man. What are they going to do?
I also have a
I
thought
think-
on what I wanted to. I just real quick before we move on. I
Yep.
wanted to go guard for the Bills and give them Pregnon because their left guard situation is rough.
Yeah, I also agree with that.
Now they have flexibility because they just picked up Lloyd today, and SVP has some
True.
positional versatility. Connor McGovern has positional versatility.
Yep.
But Alec Anderson and Austin Corbett themselves don't inspire confidence within me.
Right.
Chase Lunt, I think, could play guard too, honestly. That could be what they do. But if I was going to have stuck there and picked at 26, I probably would have given them Pregnon. So I'm just going to throw that
Yeah.
out there. I think scheme-wise, he probably is my favorite fit of the guards for them. Can make an argument for
I agree.
DeSantis too, but
I think they both could fit, but yeah.
just because I think that there's a world that one of those guys goes before they pick. So,
Yeah.
or both.
I could see the 49ers going a few ways. Like, if like Omar was here, or like Lemon, or could they go KC Concepcion? I could see that.
Mm-hmm. Do you think they would go Boston over him?
I was gonna say like I could see that too, and like okay, eventually he takes Mike's role.
And he takes Juwan Jennings' role to start.
They just got Christian Kirk. Well, are we sure Juwan Jennings isn't signing back? Probably not, but like he hasn't signed anywhere, has he? I don't think. Did he?
No, but
I doubt he does too. But like, what if he doesn't get any good offers anywhere and he's like, screw it, I'll just go back? Like, it wouldn't
Yeah.
like completely shock me.
it wouldn't shock me either.
Um,
I just don't think he does. I think he winds up.
Probably not. He's gonna go-
Honestly, if the draft plays out the way that this played out, I think he might sign with the Titans. They're gonna have draft
Could
space
see it.
after the draft, and
Back to Tennessee where he's from, yeah.
bingo, gets to
Yeah,
play with
for
Cam
sure.
Ward, which would be sick.
I want
He also, just to tease that out again, because I'm an asshole and I'm hijacking your time to speak. Like,
no, you're good. I
In
don't
that
know what I'm doing
offense-
yet, so
they obviously picked up Wandale. Ridley, to me, is extremely replaceable. DK and Yamanor give you, and Wandale, all three of those guys, and even if you want to keep Ridley on the team, which I wouldn't if I'm picking up Juwan Jennings, but all three of those guys give you something different than what all four of those guys give you something different than what Juwan Jennings adds to that. So The most similar would be a Yamanor, but I still think that Jennings gives you. They're both very good physical run blockers. Would prefer Jennings on some things, and I prefer Yamanor on other things. If it's a more medium route running type situation, I'd probably rather have Jennings. If it's a 50-50 ball deep down the field, I'd probably rather have a Yamanor or whatever. But anyway.
Yeah. I am struggling a little bit with this pick because,
It's
like,
a tough pick.
I want to give them an offensive lineman, but like, I don't think they're going to do it for all the reasons that I said earlier. I think that they just gave McKivick like an extension. I don't think they're going to draft a Trent Williams replacement here.
Here's what I would say. If they were going
could they take someone on the?
If they were going to take one, I unironically think it would be Jennings Dunker.
Well, yeah, that's who I was looking at, but I don't think they would take him this early.
Of course.
Yeah, no, I legitimately was looking at him, and I'm like, well, yeah, because he could play guard probably right now and start, and he's such a Shanahan style guy, and then he could eventually maybe play tackle. I doubt he does. I think he's better at guard, but yeah, I mean, I was thinking about it. It doesn't seem like something that like I just don't know that they're going to pick an offensive lineman. So I'm trying to think of what they were going to do. That's what's making it hard because like I think I would take an offensive lineman. I would also think about like an edge too. Like I know they got Mike Hill and they have Bosa, but like
but Joey
as
Bosa's
of right now,
so
yeah. Obviously, if there's another safety, like I don't. It's too early for Halsey. He's not going round one as much as I do like him. Talk about that all the time too.
The other thing that I want
I still think that
out there is if they do wind up trading Fred Warner, then
Yeah, sure. Jacob Rodriguez would be a awesome fit for them.
Yeah.
I still think corners in play. I think I did this a couple weeks ago. Like Lenore, Renardo Green, Darrell Luter. Like it's a need. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just trying to figure out. Like, I obviously like Colton Hood the next. Like, he's press man corner. I don't know how much their defense is going to change this year, if at all, scheme wise.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, the next guy for me, I have Chris Johnson. Like, I have a tier for like Chris Johnson, Pons, Cease, Stukes are kind of Stukes and well, I guess Stukes and Scott have a little bit further down, but they're all kind of like Abney, like those guys.
Yeah, they're in that range.
I think I'm going to take Hood because I think Hood was. I mean, he was pretty good in zone as well. Like he specializes in that press man, and I think with the guys that they have, they need a guy that is like outside, mainly an outside corner, because I think some of the other guys that they have can kind of do a little bit of both.
Yeah, they have like 3 slot cornerbacks and no.
Right. So, and Hood is like a certified outside. Like he. Yeah. I mean, like I think he could play inside, like if he was following someone down, but he's best on the outside. Yep. So, yeah, we're gonna go Hood.
I like that. Yeah. The Texans are another one of those teams that were just hard to draft for them. Like D-line is always going to be the thing that sticks out the most to me, I think. Or guard, because I think that Wyatt Teller is upgradable, and Ed Ingram I think is upgradable. I just don't know if they're going to do it with their first round pick. There's guys in the second round that are probably going to be there that there's, some ability for that. Christian Miller always sticks out at this pick to me too.
Yeah. He's a good player. He's similar to Cade McDonald to me, except I think he actually has more room to grow as a pass rusher and probably is going to be better than McDonald at pass rushing. I just think Caden, like they're both really good against the run right now. Mm-hmm. And ironically, I do think I have him lower than Caden a little bit, but ironically, I think his pass rush ceiling is higher. Like I've seen him, the way that he can get through like double team blocks and stuff like that. He has a little more explosiveness, whereas Caden is just like when you watch Caden, it's like he's dancing. like what do you call it? Like the dancing bear almost. Like he's just this big guy. He's it's just so smooth.
Yeah, he's very light on his
Whereas
feet.
Christian Miller's a little more violent,
Ground
I
and pound.
think. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I would like that pick. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
debating
I'm
whether
sticking with
Caleb Banks has fallen far enough.
I have no idea. That's going to be a
It's so
tough one.
I mean, Lee Hunter's in this conversation too.
If I had to
think
guess
if I had
today,
to
I
go
think
between the three,
Miller's.
Christian Miller's going to be the one I'm going with.
I think he's going to go above those two. If I had to guess,
Yeah, that's
but
what I'm doing.
I could be wrong. I am a lot. Chiefs went Caleb Downs. Man.
You got to go wide receiver, right?
Maybe there's a couple edges here that I would like for them. Like Malachi Lawrence is very much them.
Yeah. So Zion.
Zion Young.
Which we talked about earlier.
Yeah, like tough. I don't think that they would take KC. I know you're thinking Boston probably.
Probably.
I would be shocked if they took another and he's not even like worthy, but just a little undersized, speedier guy.
Yeah, bad
I don't
football.
know. If they were gonna take a wide receiver, I think it's probably Boston, unless they really like Chris Bell, but I don't think he's going to tie.
No, it's going to be Brazel or Jeremy.
That would be I could see Brazel actually. That would be a good fit for them, and it would be a nightmare for me. Although I wouldn't be that worried. I think PSD could handle it, but
a little bit of
it would be
dazzle, you know.
Nah, there you go. I could also, if Colton Hood was still here.
I'm going to continue to talk over you tonight because I just don't have the ability
No,
to
you're
shut
good.
the fuck up. If they're going to go
You're
Brazel, I would be shocked if he doesn't also make it to 40. So, I mean, they're not going to do that.
I mean, I don't know that I would be shocked.
Well,
I think
okay,
he
that's a
could
good point.
go.
I would be surprised if he's not there at 40, I guess is my point.
Probably.
Whereas one of these edge rushers
I guess
is probably gone by then.
Yeah. The only argument I have is the Dolphins could use a wide receiver.
Yeah.
The Jets could. The Titans could. The Raiders technically could. The Giants could, But I get it for sure.
Well, the Giants don't anymore. They have Tate now, so they don't need one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get your point.
I just, for some reason, I think in my head, Boston's a good fit for them. It's something different than they have. Like, they don't have the go up and get it guy. So I think I'm probably going to do it, and there'll probably be an edge there that they like.
Well,
yeah.
Here's my question, too, just to throw this out there. How do you feel about Jalen Moore starting at right tackle all year? Do you think that they would consider going Blake Miller or
I think they would
Proctor
consider
or
it.
Max? Or is that, again, one of those things where you would let it get to 40 and kind of go from there? The Chiefs are weird because, on paper, obviously they're a year removed from making the Super Bowl, and they got better with Kenneth Walker. But, Felix and Adike Uzoma and Ashton Gelati, those two guys are extremely upgradable. Jalen Moore feels extremely upgradable. Any of these wide receivers, to me, feels extremely upgradable, especially when Rashee Rice is in prison for 8 years. Safety, and I know that we already have addressed this now with Caleb Downs, is extremely upgradable because Shamari Connor I don't think is great. They did get Alohi Gilman, which is nice. And cornerback is extremely upgradable because I like Noah Williams, but Christian Fulton and
if Hood
Peter
was still
Koger
there, I
your starter.
probably would have done that.
There's some pretty gaping holes on what should be a good roster, and to me doesn't really look like a very good roster.
Maybe Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid have some of those playing well, and when they don't play well and he gets hurt, also those things show up way more, as they should.
Right.
But no, yeah, I think Blake Miller's probably a good call out. I think they would like Max too. I think both those guys are a good call out. I wish I knew more with the Rashee Rice stuff. I still think at this point, can you give him a big contract with all the obviously I wouldn't.
I don't know.
personally.
Maybe,
Like,
but you can't
I
not because then you wind up with a Shamar Stewart situation where he's going to ask you for guaranteed money in the case that he gets arrested.
right, right. I'm gonna stick with Boston and just roll the dice that either a tackle or an edge. There's gonna be one of those two that we like there. I mean, they just signed Jalen Moore. I think he's very upgradable. Do I think that they could get by? I mean, they did it last year, right? Like, well, I mean, they paid him. I don't even know how much he played last year. I guess I don't
No,
know.
because it was what's his face at the cut.
They paid him and didn't play him. That's what it was. Like, it's so weird. Like, they gave him $30 million to not play.
Yep.
So like maybe they want him to play. I don't know, but I'm gonna give him Boston. I'm gonna give him Boston.
Delane and guard of your choice.
The open canvas team. I feel like they probably have to go trenches in some way, although I do obviously think wide receivers in play somewhat.
Yeah, I agree.
But like,
if Boston was there, I think that's probably what I would have done.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm thinking about Packers wide receivers, like he feels Christian Watson E.
Yeah, unless they want to take Concepcion. Well, see, I think they would probably rather wait for round 2 for someone like that and be like, that's their like Jaden Reed type of a guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
They just take Golden though, but that's like the one time they did that.
Right.
And here's something to think about. Like, they're gonna have Packers tendencies for sure, but you could also see this where it's like, this is what they did with the Packers, and they also saw it didn't work. But the Packers are pretty stubborn when drafting. Like, they'll keep doing their like the same stuff. And maybe they saw some of these mistakes, and they're like, we're not going to do this now. Like we're not the same. Because I mean, they had a say in what was going on. Like, they weren't the main decision makers, so it could be different, But
yeah, I think what's sticking out to me like a sore thumb right now is Caden Proctor.
I would like that, yeah.
I think that there's a world
he would fit somewhere on the line.
Left tackle, he could be an upgrade at right tackle, he could be an upgrade at right guard.
He would fit
Jamari
somewhere.
Sawyer, I think that he plays somewhere on that line.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the combination of unteachables in athleticism. He ran a 4.25 40 I guess in his pro day apparently, so there's that. It's a joke. I didn't actually see the time. I just saw some headline that said that he wowed with his time, and I was like, there's literally zero fucking article that said what his actual fucking time was, so I just made it up.
Funny.
AI.
Yeah, might as well.
But no, I mean, he's extremely athletic. He was catching screen passes last year. He's a big frame. He played well, too. Like, it wasn't like he played poorly at Alabama. He's still developmental. There's going to be some work that he needs there. But he played almost 2,500 snaps. 2,500 snaps over the last 3 years, something like that. He's less than 21 years old. Like, he has the reps, So, I don't know. I feel pretty good about that at 30 for them. To go with Delane, who they got earlier. I do think that there's a world that they could take two quarterbacks, or cornerbacks, I should say, in the first, with their first two picks. Like, that's not off the table. But there isn't. There's some that I like, but I don't think that I love them enough. I'm super high on Chris Johnson. If he goes in the first round, I'll be very, very, very happy. I just don't think I could do it over some of the offensive line pieces that were here. Especially because I am still trying to think somewhat in the vein of what the Packers would do. And
sorry. I don't know if you even knew that I was gone, but I had a power surge, so apologize for that.
I figured that something happened because I figured that you would have said something at some point, so I just started riffing. And I just picked up where I felt like I should have left off. And
my power flickered, and I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yep. Yeah, the last thing I asked is, oh, did you take Caleb Proctor?
Yeah, I did.
Caden Proctor? Okay. And then I didn't hear anything, and I was like, and then the power flickered, and I was like, oh, okay. So, all
Yeah,
right,
I took Aiden
Proctor.
Proctor. I talked about the fact that they could go cornerback with both of their picks, and I wouldn't be shocked by it. But there isn't another one here that I like enough to do it. Even though I am super high on Chris Johnson, if he goes in the first, I'll be thrilled about it. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Patriots, I will say this: if a team's going to take a chance on Caleb Banks in the first, could definitely see the Patriots doing it. Mike Vrabel might just be like, "Dude, this I can get this guy to be elite."
Yeah. Yep.
You can see Jennings Dunker, just put him on there somewhere, fit in the offensive line somewhere. It's a Mike Vrabel guy. I think I'm going to give him T.J. Parker though, because I don't believe in Draymond Jones as an elite long-term answer for them at edge.
Wow.
And Harold Landry is just okay. He's solid. And I think TJ Parker, I could make a case for Parker, Zion, Malachi. I think Parker is the first of those guys to go, and he also he played in some multiple sets in college, kind of like Vrabel likes to run, where he has his hand in the dirt. He also stands up. He can kind of rush from different spots. And he's just a physical point of attack guy, and I think it's the type of edge that they would probably like. Him or Zion's a tough call for me. If I had to guess, it would probably be Parker though.
I like that. I think there's a world too where if they would take Parker, then it might kick Draymond
Inside, yeah,
back inside, where he should have
where he should be playing.
anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. The Seahawks made a weird call on that, and now that's just where he's playing. I don't understand it either, but here we are.
Yep. Speaking of Seahawks making weird calls, I want to continue to give them Pregnon every time. Probably won't this time. I know that they need running back. I get that. I don't.
No.
I don't.
There's just not one
I
here.
don't.
Oh,
You know, like Price to me doesn't feel right.
It's too early. It just
the price doesn't feel right. I didn't even realize I did that. That's amazing. There's a world that they can get Price at 64. I think that's well within the range of realism, and they would be happy with that. But not here. They lost a lot in free agency.
Yeah.
Including safety, which I don't know if they can address with this pick because of everything we talked about. Anthony Bradford is upgradable, but do they take guard again? Maybe not.
I don't know. Part of me feels like they just keep adding more edge guys.
Yeah, and that's what I'm probably going to wind up following.
Edge guys are secondary, like.
I mean, there's a
somewhere
world where Tank Lawrence could retire before the season starts.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a legitimate possibility. He's what, 33?
Well,
just won a Super Bowl after basically saying up yours to the Cowboys,
well,
but I'm not going to win. I love it, my time here, but I'm not going to win a Super Bowl here. And then he goes and wins a Super Bowl immediately.
So funny. That's partially how they won, was just having such a diverse group of edge rushers on defense.
Right.
They're always fresh, like.
So who better to fill in Tank Lawrence's role long term than
Malachi.
his younger brother Malachi Lawrence?
There it is.
They're definitely related, for sure. I'm definitely not just making this.
They have to be. They have to be related. They have the last name, like.
Yeah.
Duh.
Let's see. Is this gonna tell me anything? Probably not. They're definitely not related, but I just want to see if there's gonna be a random article that says, "Oh, he's the cousin."
That would be funny.
Anyway, doesn't matter.
That would be funny.
All right. See you for the Jets then.
All right, Jets. They got Ruben Bain, Jermon McCoy.
KC.
I thought about it.
Nussie.
I don't. Yeah. I'm gonna have to look at the depth chart. I wasn't gonna, but
I'm trying to think.
I don't know that they would take KC. I mean,
I
can
don't
see
either.
it,
I think they might go Jeremy over KC if they were going to go with one of the two. I feel like their interior offensive line too. We talked about left guard as a position of potential weakness.
Parham, yeah. I don't know, man. There's something about Aaron Glenn likes his linebackers.
100%.
Mario Davis is like a band-aid for a year.
Yep.
Sherwood has been good and bad.
Yep.
But you don't have anybody else. And I just like Rodriguez so much that I'm going to take him for them.
I don't like that because I would love for him to fold the Steelers, but I know that that's not going to happen. So
yeah, I just, and again, like if Aaron Glenn can have his way, I mean, look, he just got someone on each line. He's just got a linebacker.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like it just covered all the bases in one draft.
Well, maybe not third level, I guess, depending on how your definition of third level works with cornerback.
Secondary, middle of the field guy, and
D line.
Front seven, yeah.
I guess I'm gonna give him Pregnon because that's what I was gonna do anyway for him. I still do think that Caleb Banks, Lee Hunter are in the conversation. I think that Zion Young is probably still in the conversation too because I don't think that they did anything there yet, right? Bradley Chubb. Chubb probably buys you. Okay, probably not that. Okay,
probably
they Pregnon. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I was gonna do it, so I'm doing it now.
Yep. So slow.
Titans, we gave Arvell Reese in the first.
Yeah, play off ball mostly. I mean, probably don't. Obviously, they won't go edge. They took Arvell. And they just signed Jermaine like they could, but you're gonna have Arvell kind of do that too.
Right.
Just depends on how they use him, I guess. I don't think there's not a safety. I don't think I'd give them here. Plus, I think Hooker and Kevin Winston, I like that enough.
Mm-hmm.
I think Daboll would like KC Concepcion. I know they have Wandell, but I do think he probably would like him.
Mm-hmm.
Do we take a guard though, or do we think Volson's actually going to be good, or is he just a band-aid for a year? I don't know what contract they gave him. I thought it was just 1 year.
I think they gave him 1 year. I feel like Basantis makes sense for them.
Yeah. I was thinking Dunker because I both make sense. I think if you look at Daboll likes the versatility, like the being able to play multiple spots, and I think Saleh does too, because they took Vera Tucker pretty high.
Yeah, it's true.
That's why I was fighting with which one do I think it would be.
If Vrabel was still there, I'd definitely say Dunker.
Yeah. Another wide receiver. Would they take Brazzle? Probably not.
No, I think Jeremy would be the only one that would be up in conversation with that, but that's basically just the same as Wandale.
Man. Imagine they just take Caleb Banks. Defensive line would be crazy.
Yeah, just replace Tavondre Sweat with Tavondre Sweat. Didn't he also have a
Exactly.
foot fracture? Am I making that up?
He was hurt. I don't remember what it was though.
Hold on.
I don't think it was
Almost
this
positive.
serious though. I don't think it was like this, but yeah, he had something. He was hurt with something for a little while.
Hold on. I thought it was before. I thought it was in college, like before he got drafted, wasn't it?
I mean, I remember him being hurt at some point. I just don't remember when
This
or
was his
what it
shoulder
was.
injury. I guess he hurt his ankle earlier this season.
He was hurt in college, but I don't know if it was serious.
Yeah, it was just a shoulder injury, I guess. I don't know why I thought that.
Maybe the Titans take another Chris Johnson.
Mm.
Cordell Flott, Alontae Taylor, Josh Williams. I don't know. I feel like they got to give something on offense for Cam Ward though, whether it's lineman or weapon. Like Stowers, keep him in Tennessee. Who did they sign at tight end? Did they sign anybody, or are they just Helm? I can't remember.
No, there's nobody.
Oh man, my computer.
They have they technically got Daniel Bellinger
That's what it was.
and Granson.
Just to not take too much time. Like there's a few ways. Like I could see them going Concepcion. I could see them going one of the wide receivers. Sure, not well Bell too. Chris Johnson. I do think offensive line is where I'm gonna go. I'll give him Basantis. Yeah, I'll give him Basantis.
I like that.
Keep Cam Ward protected as much as possible.
Yeah. Yep. Raiders got Dozen, obviously. There's like 6 different things I could do for them. We could upgrade a guard because Spencer Buford doesn't do anything for me. DJ Glazed, I don't love at right tackle.
Nope. Pretty bad.
Wide receiver could use upgrades. Part of me wants to stick with offense because of the fact that they're bringing in Kubiak, and you want to give Mendoza the best shot possible, which is why I want to give them Jeremy, I think. Do I like Jeremy more
He
than
has
KC
some.
for that?
I would go KC probably. I can see both, but I think KC's going to go first over the two.
Is Philip Dorsett really on that team? Is that real life?
He was. I guess he still is.
Did he not retire like 6 years ago?
I think he's been on like the practice squad or something.
That's crazy. How am I just noticing this?
Yeah. He's remember he was there because Pete Carroll.
Because of Philip Rivers, yeah.
Pete Carroll.
That's wild. Okay.
I'm surprised he's still on the roster, but yeah. All right. Did you give him KC?
No, because I'm thinking about Max too. Blake Miller.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jennings Duggar. Caleb Moon. I'm giving it KC.
KC?
Yeah.
Yeah. Love to pull up depth charts. My computer hates me right now.
Giants got Tate in the first.
Yeah. I think. Oh, come on. AC. Okay, no, got it. The first thought was giving them Dunker
Mm. Mm-hmm.
because I think he's better than Evan Neal and Aaron Stinney, to be honest. Like day one,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of just buy into hopefully that being a strength. Um, and I cannot get back to my PFF tab. My computer hates me today.
It's okay.
Uh, well, sorry for the technical difficulties.
It's all good.
I can't see, so I'm gonna look at the stream for now. I can see that.
That works.
I think I'm just gonna give them. I was considering giving them another defensive lineman. I know they're like okay there, but I
Yeah.
kind of like some of the guys here for them that could just help that defense even more. But I think I'm just gonna give them Dunker because I think that they need a guard to start now over who they have. Like I think Stenny and Evan Neal. Like could you get by with them? Yeah, but I think with Jackson being back there, you want to protect them as much as you can. No more concussions and
Mm-hmm.
running around like a maniac who doesn't have to. So
And Scatterwood for that matter.
and Scattaboo. So yeah, it's just
Even though CT isn't
let's give
real.
him Dunker.
Do you see Scatterwood said his favorite? Maybe this was fake. I don't remember actually the source, but I saw something that said Scatterwood's favorite fruit. Did you see that?
I feel like I heard it, but now I don't know what the answer was.
The grape flavored jelly and an uncrustable.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
The tweet that I saw was a quote that said, "In 3 years, his brain is going to turn into grape flavored jelly."
That's
I need to
true.
look this up.
That's true. Funny. Of course. Well, I pulled up PFF again, and apparently it says I was never in the mock draft, so now it's gone. That's awesome.
Oh, good.
Thanks for
Oh
that.
no, this is a fake. It was definitely fake. Football Crave with the extra E on the end.
Still funny. Still funny.
Oh god. I'm glad I fact checked myself on that and didn't just go around parading that as factual information.
Well, I'm going off of stream now on what I can see, so I'll be on a little bit of a delay, I think.
That's fine.
So I might not
Texans.
make it work.
Texans are tough, man.
Yeah. I think they'll probably, obviously they could, I still think there's like a world that they could add an offensive lineman.
I do too. It's just
Obviously
tricky
a
because
center
I
is
want it to
what
be
they
interior, and I
Sure.
don't really love any of the interior offensive linemen for where we are right now. I think that maybe one of Max or Lomo could bump inside, but they haven't to this point. And with Max
Right.
already being developmental as it is, I don't know that I want to throw that wrinkle in there. It's really tricky because I'm kind of mad at myself now for giving them D-line earlier with Christian Miller, because if I would have known that Lee Hunter and Caleb Banks would both be sitting here, I would have done that instead.
Fair.
But you don't know that, when you're looking through the draft. So I can tell you what I want to do, and I think that it's stupid and I shouldn't want to do it. What I want to do
What's
is
that?
give them Eli Stowers.
Funny, I was just thinking.
Um, but I don't think I'm going to. I think it would be fun.
Yeah, it would be.
I'm going to give him Lomu, and the reason for that is because Ursary, I think, is upgradable. I know he played pretty well last year. I was never a huge fan of him as a prospect. I think between Ursary, Fisher, and Lomu, one of those guys bounces inside. I don't know which one yet. Too many offensive linemen isn't a bad thing. Go figure it out. Your offensive line looked like shit for CJ Stroud. This is your punishment. I don't have a position for him. Figure it out, Houston.
Yeah.
Houston, we got a problem.
hate
The
that.
problem is too much offensive line.
It's not a problem last year. What did we give them? The Browns. We gave them Monroe and who?
And Terrell. This is probably a wide receiver if I had to guess based off of the board.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I kind of think they could go Brazel.
Yeah.
I was thinking Jeremy, but like it's similar to Judy, obviously, because they both played at Alabama. No, but Chris Bell's hard to guess where he's going to go just because of the injury too. Like I could see that. I think they need the deep threat. I know they're used Isaiah Bond in that role, but like,
no comment.
Let's get a 6'5" version of that. That's better.
Yeah.
So I think I'm probably going to go that way. Antonio Williams is interesting to me too. Like, I don't know if Judy's in their long-term plans or not, and if that's the case, it's like I could see them going Jeremy, Chris. I could see them going Antonio Williams. I think Antonio's more of that slot-only guy. Like, I think that's probably what he's going to be used as, and I think Jeremy is similar, but I think he can play on the outside, like play Z. So I would go him over Antonio, but we're gonna go Brazel just because I think they want the size and the deep threat down the field. Because surprisingly, that is something that I know we talk a lot of crap about Shedeur, but he is if he's the starter, he's pretty good throwing the ball down the field.
Yeah.
So I think that would be helpful for him to have that target down the field. So
yeah, I don't hate that. Downs, Boston. I'm gonna give him an edge. I think I'm leaning Zion. He's a top player available and just feels like the kind of guy that they would want. He's also at least 260, which is a calling card of the Spags defense, so I'm going to do that.
True. All right, Zion, so the Bengals. Who do we give the Bengals?
Falk.
Falk. And do I just give him Golde?
No. I know what you're going to do. Well, I guess I didn't think about that one.
Caleb Banks.
Well, that makes sense too. Halsey is what I was
800.
thinking.
Thought about that, but
yeah, that's yeah.
I think they could get by.
All three of the names that you said made more sense.
Stowers, I guess, if you want to play the
Sadiq
whole thing with Sadiq, like I think that makes some sense. Honestly, I think the Bengals could be the team that takes the shot at Caleb Banks. I'm gonna do that.
Hell yeah, let's lock down back-to-back guys that might never play well.
Yep.
I love that.
And if they do play well,
look out.
Be a nasty front, but yeah.
Iowa upset Nebraska.
Good.
Texas is down by 1 to Purdue with 11 seconds left.
Damn.
Saints took David Bailey in the first. I gotta give him. Jeremy Bernard feels hard to pass up on here, to me.
Yeah.
Or Chris Bell, for that matter. Either one.
I can see that too. I
think I feel better about Jeremy in that offense as wide
Chris
receiver
Bell
two.
played with Tyler Shuck in college.
Oh, damn you. Yep. Forgot about that. Ring the bell. Ring the bell.
That's definitely happening if he's there.
Yeah, that's a good
think.
point. I didn't even think about that. Delane.
I haven't
Kane
either
Proctor
until
for the
literally
Dolphins.
this second. Never thought about that, but yeah.
Uh-huh.
Sweet. Alright. Hope if I hit live on here. Okay, Dolphins, we've given them who?
Delane and...
Delane.
What did you just have? That was stupid.
Proctor.
Yeah.
Okay. Full wide receiver.
Okay, it's Jeremy Bernard. Antonio Williams, Malachi Fields, Bryce Lance.
Man, I don't think they would do this, but Bryce Lance obviously is very Christian Watson-y.
Somehow that's racist.
What do the edges look like again? Can you go to the edges for me? I know this is annoying to do it this way, but
It's okay. Cassius
actually,
Howell.
I bet you I could just pull up PFF and I know who we picked.
You could also just say,
For the most
is
part.
so-and-so there if you forget one and
Yeah.
you don't want it being fine.
I think that they might go edge.
I could see that.
I think, like, obviously they need wide receiver horribly bad, but, like, they need everything. And what I remember the board looking like, I think
Purdue
edge
hangs
groups-
along with a tip-in layup after a missed shot
Wow.
as time expires.
crazy.
That's the game. Buzzer
Lost the
beater.
game.
God damn it, son of a bitch.
Hey, the Dolphins could take another corner too. Imagine, like,
Yeah,
get-
dude.
you get do I think they do that? Probably not, because they're definitely in a rebuild. But probably wouldn't do that. I think they go. Sorry, they took corner, and then what was the next pick? I already forgot. Proctor. Okay, offensive line.
Yeah, it's Caleb Proctor time, obviously.
Yeah, of course. They get defensive lineman. They take Lee Hunter. And they just take whoever their best player available is. I don't know if that is Jeremy Bernard, but we're gonna give him Jeremy Bernard. We're gonna do it. All that for nothing. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna. The worst Jalen Waddle. Better Jaden Waddle. If Jaden Waddle was in this draft, he would have gone 2 overall. Like, actually, because he went 6 in his draft, I think, something like that. But yeah.
All right, Jets got. Oh my God, Bain, McCoy, Rodriguez. Give Geno some help, man.
Yeah, probably the move.
I would have gone Jeremy too. Do I just take Stowers and convert him to wide receiver?
I was thinking that. I mean, they could just run 12 personnel too.
Yeah, but Jeremy Ruckert's got to play.
13 personnel, because that's the thing for them.
True. But then Jelani Woods, what happens to him?
He's Jagon, I guess. It's early for like Malachi Fields, I think, but like it's like the type that they would probably want wide receiver.
Maybe they pulled a trigger on Nussie.
I just think it's too early, even though. I mean, in some ways it's not, but in some ways it is.
No, it is.
In most ways, it is. Yes,
I think
you're correct.
I hate that I'm doing this because it feels wrong to give them 4 defensive players. I'm giving them
I
Halsey.
mean,
I know it's a
yeah,
defensive
dude,
coach.
that's nasty though. Well,
Yeah,
guess who he's staying with? Well, no, he's not. Never mind. Sorry, I was thought Delane was there for a second. I was like, that makes even more sense. But yeah, no, still, like,
but still, I mean,
you walk out with Bain, McCoy, Rodriguez, and Halsey, like your defense has been changed,
yeah, and I'm
and
looking at
there's
it like if we look at it, so we gave him what Bain first. Okay, he's replacing Joseph Osai. Okay, who was next?
right.
McCoy.
McCoy,
He's
yeah,
replacing realistically. He's replacing Sauce Gardner, but he's subbing in for Brandon Stevens. If you like Nashawn Wright enough, which I do,
sure.
then you go linebacker and you have Demario Davis and Jamian Sherwood, which both are upgradable. Boom, Jacob Rodriguez. Malachi Moore is your currently starting strong safety, and you get AJ Halsey. Like it's you Minka next to Halsey
Yeah,
with McCoy
yeah.
in that secondary. Like that's gross.
The defense will keep you in games if it's being coached right, which you would think it would be. So
Yep.
it'll keep you in games for sure. Yeah, I like that. About to throw my computer.
Hmm. All right. Sorry. Where are we? So the Ravens got Tyson in the first.
Well, I'd like to say I'm watching the stream, but hang on,
Do you have Discord
froze
up?
again. I can't because I'm going through my PlayStation.
Oh,
Because yeah, 'cause I'm big stupid.
No.
They took wide receiver, right? They still need guard. There's probably not one there. Going off memory here, what they needed. Okay, now I can see. Maybe they take Golday. They feel like wait. I don't know if they need it, but like, can they just take Peter Woods? Like that's
I forgot Peter Woods is
another.
still here. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Peter Woods. Ravens just let someone fall to them. That's good when they take him.
Yeah, that's a better Broderick Washington.
Yeah, he has to play in the rotation in some way, shape, or form. So
You're gonna be mad at me for this because you want to give them Jake Golday, and I get that.
you're gonna give him Sowers.
Yep, Kate Otten sucks,
Oh,
dude. I know you don't
oh,
hate it.
we're
You're
smart.
okay with it, but you'd rather
Kate
not have
Otten.
Golday. So
Yeah,
Eli
yeah.
Stowers, you are a actual receiving threat for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who desperately need one.
Mm. Yep. Um, Bucks. Okay. No, Colts.
Colts first pick. Did they replace Braden Smith at right tackle? Why don't I pull this up? Because you don't have the ability to do that. Hold on.
Well, I could. Every time I pull up a new tab, my
No,
computer freezes.
Jalen
So,
Travis is their starting right tackle. Just throwing that out
like Miller, you are full.
there. Somebody's got to keep Daniel Jones upright. This is the Falcons' first pick. Does Rook stop you from taking Lee Hunter? Because I don't think it does for me.
No, because again, it's the defensive line thing where like you can play multiple guys, and
Well, follow-up question
I don't
off of
think it
that.
stops you.
Follow-up question. Does Divine Diablo, Christian Harris, and Troy Anderson stop you from taking Jake Golday?
No, not at all.
Follow-up question. Does James Pierce stop you from taking Cassius Howell?
Nope. Well, nope. Nope.
I feel like Howell should be gone by now.
Probably.
which is what makes it hard for me. I know that he's not the first player off your board here, but
I mean, again, like, no, but he's close.
right,
He's going to go higher than I have him.
right, but not today.
Well, probably going to go
Jake
higher.
Oldham.
Yeah, I think it's a good pick. Who do we give the Vikings?
EMW. McNeil 1.
Lee Hunter, you are a Viking.
I like that. Fanafani, he would have been happy with either of those two players, and now they're pissed. They probably go edge, though, right?
I think they would like Yakis. I do. I do.
But would I rather have Cassius Howell? Who's the most likely to bite a kneecap, and why is it our Mason Thomas?
I think Yakis is still more
Yeah, I know.
their body
Just
type.
trying to think.
If they went edge.
The other thing, too, they list Roger McCreary as their starting nickel.
I mean, I think they could use corner help. Their secondary was not good last year for many reasons. One being injuries, but yeah, I mean they could use secondary. There's some good ones here.
Yeah.
It's actually one of the positions where there's still a lot of good options.
Yeah, like 6 of them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out if Keontae Scott or D'Angelo Pons feels more like a Dan Campbell type of guy. I think I'm leaning Pons.
That's what I was going to say. So yeah, I was going to say my heart's saying Pons.
Done.
Okay. Panthers. Who do we give them? I gave them Sadiq, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
Who do they have at center right now? I can't look. My computer's going to die.
Gerald Ford. Luke Fortner.
I could see this being the hex spot.
I could too. Bengal also, by the way, has Logan Jones as his first center off the board in his most recent mock draft, so I feel a little bit more vindicated too there too.
Yeah, I think I have him as my center forward.
I think you do.
I'd like to look,
yes,
but I can't.
You do.
I have them all pretty close though. Logan, Jake, and
yeah.
Wait, do I have them 3 or 4? I think I have them 3
4
or 4.
Heck, Blue, Jake, Logan.
Yeah. They're all decently close, but I think I have Heck decent amount higher, but then those other 3, if I remember correctly, are somewhat close.
Yes.
What else do they
Blue,
need?
Slaughter, and Jones range from 90 to 97. Heck is at 65.
Yeah. Feels right to me. D-line. I don't think they'd go receiver because they just took Sadiq and an edge. I don't think they go 2 weapons. I think I'm going to go... I think they probably go center if they feel real good about one because I think they need one pretty badly. So I'm just going to go Heck because he's my top one.
I like that.
Thought about D-line too. Like, I think there's a couple guys I would like for them, but...
Packers first pick, I'm taking Chris Johnson. He has size, which I typically like, and
yeah,
to me,
great
he's
pick.
far and away my top cornerback here, for me personally. I have him a decent amount higher
same
than
for
Pons,
me.
but I like Pons a good amount, so... And
yep.
they needed
He's
more
been my
of a
next
nickel
one,
than
too.
outside one, so...
Yeah.
Which I'm also pissed about, because the Steelers almost had a shot at him, but they don't now, so...
Max play tackle for you?
Yeah, but it's tough because I feel like he's not going to play left, which is what.
I know. I was kind of kidding.
No,
I
no,
like
it's just-
I like Holton for you guys too. I know it's another guy typically that like you have guys like that already, but he feels like he's one of those guys I love that's just going to be a Steeler. I don't know why.
No,
He just
I
feels
can
like
see that. I mean,
he
again,
he
Cam
just feels
Hayward
like
is
that, right?
Not getting any younger.
I don't know that they do that, but like he feels like Steeler-esque to me.
Yeah.
Is there a wide receiver you think that they would take here with Halliburton? I feel like not, unless they take Antonio Williams to play slot.
Malachi Fields to be Chase Claypool.
I mean, like, do
I don't feel.
do you
I don't
do
feel
you
like
think
there
corner
is
is a
one, but I don't know
for
that there's
sure-
not one. You know, like they could take Skylar Bell or Ted Hurst or like any of these guys that are realistically anybody through Zachariah Branch.
Go back to
This
edge.
window, I could see. Edge, I think there's zero chance. Even with Cassius Howell being a value, we have.
Well, I
four
was saying
veterans.
BPA, like you trade one.
Even if we do, I don't think we could trade Highsmith and still have Watt, Jack Sawyer, and Nick Herbig. I would be
I get it.
appalled actually
get
if we did.
I just
To me, either cornerback is a need because you have Jalen Ramsey playing free safety / nickel, or safety is a need because you have Deshaun Elliott and Brisker is only on a 1-year deal. So to me,
honestly, I kind of like Stukes
yeah,
because he can play both. I think he might be better at safety, but he's a nickel. Like he
he
can fit in.
would be Jalen Ramsey 2.0. Jalen Ramsey of the future when Jalen Ramsey is no longer Jalen Ramsey.
I think I'm gonna do that. I think I like that.
The only other thing that I did want to talk about just quick, and I'm not going to dissuade you, but linebacker,
Oh,
just because a guy like Kyle Lewis or Anthony Hill, I think would be a
Yeah.
big.
I think someone will be there
piece, and I don't
next
think they're
round.
gonna be on. I don't think those two guys specifically are going to be there.
No, probably. Well,
And to me, I
Kyle
have
Lewis
those
might
two.
because I think I'm a little higher on him.
Maybe, but I think
Kyle Lewis might be there.
it's possible. It's possible.
It is possible, and you guys have picks still to trade up with too. So
All right.
I'm gonna go with with Dukes. I think
And the Eagles luck into fucking Max or
It's so
Howell. Dude,
stupid.
which one? Which one? They need both of them. Arguably,
Probably
equally.
probably Hal actually. Yeah, probably Hal. I think they would go Hal.
But would they? The Eagles always have.
Well,
good
it
offensive line
depends
waiting in the
on
wings, man.
if they think Lane has like more than two, like a 2 or plus years.
Yeah, which I don't.
I
you
think
can
so,
bank on
if-
that. He almost retired this year.
Yeah, I don't know.
And they did pick up.
I think it's a
Ebiketie.
toss-up.
They picked up Ebiketie, who I like a lot actually as a rotational piece. I'm doing.
Yeah.
It. I'm giving him Max. I like Max better, way better than 54 overall.
Yeah, which is fair.
I gave the Chargers Makai Lemon in the first.
Just waiting for catch up. Kyle. Man, hang on.
Brees and Halton, I think, makes some sense for them too. I think.
I should know better. Why am I pulling up another tab? Just gonna use my phone.
What position are you looking for?
I forget what they have at edge.
Thule, Khalil Mack, Bud Dupree,
Thule, but
Kyle
yeah.
Kennard.
I was thinking like eventually Cassius Howell just has to go.
Yeah,
Um,
it does. I mean, Khalil Mack and Bud Dupree don't stop me, frankly, either.
I know. I think it's possible.
Yeah.
Roll my computer out the window.
I also think it's at least a little bit funny that Stooks and Iheanacho go from Arizona and Arizona State to Pittsburgh and Philadelphia.
That would be fun. That is funny. Okay. I think. Am I gonna do that? I think Denzel Perryman has had enough run there, and he's just not been that good. So I'm gonna give them Anthony Hill.
I like that.
Yeah.
Jaguars first pick because of the
Travis Hunter
trade. I think I know what I'm leaning for. Part of me leans Cassius Howell because I don't think that Trayvon Walker's been like elite.
No, he hasn't been like a good pass rusher.
Walker, I think, is going into a contract year because I don't think they're going to pick up the 5th-year option unless I don't
remember if they did or didn't.
But I don't think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to give him Grayson Halton.
Yeah, that feels right.
Devon Hamilton and Eric.
Sad for me, but
not, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but you know, you're going to get Cassius Howell at 62, and he's going to be Von Miller 2.0. You know.
Because that's what we need.
Yeah, man.
Because that's what we need.
Yeah.
Talk about having too many edges.
Suffering from success, you know. You wind up trading one of the Patriots for Draymond Jones, who takes back over the JFM.
Oh, that's funny, actually. All right, who's next? I can see the Bears. Ugh.
They got to go center too, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of which one. I'm going to go.
Or did they go Cassius Howell?
They could, man. Like someone's just going to take him because he's the best player available, and they could just deploy him. He's not the type of edge that they would typically want, I don't think. But
no,
again, at some point, like someone's just going to take him.
Yeah.
I kind of like Bud Clark for them too. I think he's going to go earlier than people think. I have him higher on my board. I think he's going to go.
Man.
I think he's going day 2 at some point. I don't think he's going like he was projected around 4 or 5 for a while.
Yeah. I'd be shocked if he doesn't go in the 3rd. Well, not shocked, but I'd be surprised. I'll put it that way. I keep saying shocked. That's an aggressive way to word how I'm feeling about all of this, but
I think go that over center though. It's so tough. Obviously, center's a big need, but.
Depends on how you feel about Garrett Bradbury, I guess.
I think there's a lot of safeties that I still like enough, so I'm going to go center, and I'm going to go... I just think... I'm going to go Connor Lew.
That's what I figured you were going to do.
Yeah, it's just, I think he fits their scheme better, and, he's been, I've liked his tape and, how he's played for, 3 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So he just feels he feels more plug and play than the other two. I think Logan Jones could be too, but he's kind of a wild card in terms of
consistency on tape.
Well, his run blocking, and they like to run the ball.
Right.
He's a really good pass blocker, but his run blocking needs work, and that's what is. I know that they like to run the crap out of the ball. So
right.
Yeah.
You're back on the clock for the Texans, by the way, because Cassius Howell is definitely not making it past the Niners. At 58.
Oh.
There's
yeah.
I do not think that Cassius Howell would be the best fit for the Niners in the way that they want to run that defense, but I would be shocked if they pass it up here, man.
Is there a center run here?
Could be.
Who do we give him? First round?
Caden or Christian Miller, and then we gave him Lomu earlier. So Lomu could play
Okay.
center technically or guard. But I mean, it
I'm
also I guess opens the
considering.
door for Rutledge too, if you'd want to go that direction. Rip, maybe?
What?
Oh, never mind.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm still here. I'm struggling because
Well, you,
I was trying.
I heard you sigh, and then like halfway through the
Oh, it just
sigh,
cut
it
off.
just cut out, and I was
Yeah.
like,
No, I'm still here. I'm like thinking like big brand because I was like, oh, maybe it just take Jadarian Price. I don't. But it's got Demon. I know Woody Mark like fine.
yeah.
He's a fine two. So like probably not. I don't know that they go wide receiver. Like I could see it, but like
They don't need
I'm
to
just gonna.
after taking both Higgins and Knoll last year. To me,
Yeah, well they definitely don't need to. Um. Is there an edge there that they could like, just in case they can't keep re-signing what's his name?
yeah. I mean, Mason Thomas and Yakus and
Joseph's
Joseph's, all three of those guys, really.
Joseph's fits. Gabe Yakis doesn't know
Well,
what
yeah,
they would
it's just
want.
Derek Barnett.
Wait, is our Mason Thomas still there?
That was the first name I said.
Oh, yeah. I think he cut out. Um, yep, that's what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah, I think I like that. He can be a DPR to start, and then I mean he
Yeah.
hasn't been bad against the run, but
No, but he doesn't have to. Like, they don't have to deploy him in a way where he's gonna have to set the edge every down.
right, especially not with Christian Miller.
Yeah.
All right, so we got what Caden McDonald and then Connor Liu.
Connor Luhu.
I like Kamari Ramsey more than Bud Clark personally, still, and I think that's what I'm going to do for him here. I know it might be early for
I think I have them like
you.
close.
You do.
Don't I have
You
them
do.
like
They're
back to
two
back?
apart.
Yeah.
You have it separated by Kyle Lewis, who I also love, so I can't really hate.
Yeah, for me, I like them. I mean, like if I had to choose one for the Broncos, I would have a tough time deciding which one.
Yeah,
I just think
I think they do different things.
right. It just depends on what you want.
Yeah.
Sure. All right, who's up? The Rams.
Yeah, the Rams got Maui Noah in the first.
Wow. Nussy. Oh,
Speaking of Kyle Lewis, if he's going to go in a second, this would be a pretty good shot for him to do so.
maybe. Oh yeah, for sure. He is.
I'm trying to think what else we could use for them.
Dude, why is my beard?
They could use center
well-
too. Coleman Shelton is their starting center right now.
But they like him.
Yeah, well, I guess they also have Bo Limmer. Linebacker is brutal, and I love Sean Dolich, but they should have listened to us, man. Carson Schwarzenegger would have been a sick Ram.
He would have. I think they like Nate Landman, do they not though?
Probably. The Rams' positions that they like are like whack.
Omar
you know?
Spates. I think Omar Spates played okay.
Sure, so did Omar Epps. Like, you know?
I was thinking like Antonio Williams would be the slot.
Yeah,
Is he still there now? I think he is.
I think so. Yeah,
I
you
do like the
definitely-
Kyle Lewis thing. I just don't know that he's going as high as I have him.
No, probably not. I also think, frankly, that if they want to play Trent McDuffie outside, Quentin
Yeah.
Lake can be a rotational
Quentin
whatever
Cease.
thing. They could go with Cease or Keontae Scott.
Yep. I like Loki. Think they would like Bryce Lance too.
I can see that.
A little stretching.
I could still see edge, maybe. Byron Young and Jared Verse are good, but there's not really any depth behind that. Josiah Stewart and Keir Thomas.
Yeah, the right guy was there for sure.
Um,
Trying to think of who's left.
yeah.
Win now. They're in win now mode. What's going to help them now? Win right now.
Max Clare. Jadarian Price.
Yeah. Scroll down a little bit on the best available. I don't mind. Yeah, nothing's speaking to me really. I think I'm just gonna go. Antonio Williams. I think that they need another body in there, and I think he fits well with the dynamic they already have.
I don't mind that at all. Broncos first pick.
Trade back.
Yeah, okay.
I think they would have tried to trade up for somebody, or okay. I can see them taking Claire. I think they might like Max Clare.
Yeah.
I think I could see them going with a safety, possibly. It's tough because it's probably your third safety, it's definitely your third safety, but he'll play. I could see one of the running backs, possibly, if they just love one, because they're all here besides Love.
What's the Mike McGlinchey situation long term?
I think I think he has 2 years left or 1 year. He's close to coming up, but I would be shocked if they get rid of him because I don't think he's going to ask for a ton of money, and he's been good. Yeah. So I think just from how it seems to me, they're trying to keep those 5 together because that's one of the things that never happens hardly ever. I mean, is you have the same 5 guys, and that chemistry that you build, it happened with the Eagles for a while too. You build chemistry
for a while.
that
I feel
it's do what?
I said it happened with the Steelers for a while. I feel like
well, it makes your offensive line so much better because they just continue to get better together, and that's a unit that has to be in
sync,
in tune with each other. Yeah, and Luke Wattenberger is good. He last 2 years has been top 10. If you care about stats, he's been in the top 10. Is it partially because the guys next to him have been good? Yeah, but you keep those guys together, and if you look at the contracts that interior guys are getting, that he got wasn't even
crazy,
stupidly big.
No.
Yeah, but I would be shocked that they're going to move on from McGlinchey. The only thing that they have been looking at tackles though. I've been seeing them they have visits with them and stuff. So I think that they could get one to develop.
I'm just
because
that Caleb Tiernan feels like value here to me.
A little bit. I would be a little shocked if they used their first pick on it. I think they're going to take one probably, but I think they're looking at lower guys because I think they like Frank Crum to be developed. They've been developing him for a couple years. I think he'll probably take the left tackle spot if they keep him until Bowles is gone. Probably.
Fair.
So but I do think they'll probably take somebody to sit behind McGlinchey at some point. If somehow Max was still here, you know what I mean? If he fell,
right.
And it's just too hard to pass up. Then yeah, could definitely see them doing that.
Yeah. I think what's tricky for me, the players that I'm between at this point would be Kyle Lewis, which I think does feel a little early. Max Clare. Tiernan, because I already talked about him.
Yeah,
maybe Big Citrus. That's not necessarily the type of defensive line
he fits.
Need.
Yeah, he fits more in like the Malcolm Roach,
Oh,
DJ
it
Jones.
just it's
But if they were going to go defensive line, I can't see who's there. But the top of my head, a lot of the guys
Darrell
kind of
Jackson,
went
Dante Corleone, Rayshon Benny.
mostly. Yeah, then I mean Proctor. It's Proctor and Skygill Howard. Like I'm looking down, like those guys. I can't. Chris McClellan. I think that's how you say it.
Hmm.
Those types of guys, but I think those types of guys are like around 3, 4 guys.
I mean,
Um, so,
do you think
but
Yakis could play free
he's
tech?
that tweener. I mean, yeah, like if he could gain some weight, like I don't think it's
6'3". He's
impossible.
listed as 6'3", 270, so he's not like far from it.
No, no, I mean I think that's a good call out.
Because like the
I think
next
he's
one that's
definitely
here to
value
me is
here.
Overton,
Yeah,
and I think it's
I
early
would,
for him.
yeah. If they were going to deploy him that way, then yes, I would like that. I don't know if he can because I don't know if he's usually, from what I know, he was like the hand in there outside the tackle and not like
Yeah,
that
he took
that like
471
B
snaps
gap guy.
outside of tackle, 48 over the tackle, and 5 at B gap
Right.
in
Right,
2025.
which B gap is what we would need. So like it's a little risky, but like obviously if they took him, then they would have that plan for him. Like they're not going to use him at edge. Obviously, we don't need that. It would have to be inside. I do think like they're low key like excited with about Savion,
Hmm.
and I still think there's a chance we get like Cam Jordan. There's a couple other guys that like I'd be okay as like a band aid, but
Yeah,
I
for
do think we
sure.
need to address it for sure. Like just add more depth. I don't know if Yakis would be able to do it, but if he could, that would be cool because he has some pass rush chops already. I just don't know physically if he can, but
Right.
maybe. With how the board felt, it's tough. There's obviously picked like players that I would like here. Like if they picked Kyle Lewis or even Trotter or like if they liked like one of these linebackers enough to take him here, I would be excited because I like those players.
Hmm.
Even if it is a little early, like in the consensus board, like it was early for Harvey too, and I'm like happy we have Harvey. It was early for
I'm taking Kyle Lewis. I like him a lot. I'm trying to get in the head of Sean Payton, which is a scary place to be a little bit.
yeah, it is. It is scary.
I love
I like
Kyle
that.
Lewis. Like, love
Me too.
Kyle Lewis. There's parts of his game that scare me, but I would argue there's parts of the game that scare me with Alex Singleton and Justin Sternat. So maybe Drew Sanders turns into a god.
This is last year. Yeah, this is last year because he's not under contract after this, so he has to prove it this year.
And then he will be on the Steelers every year in my Madden rebuild.
Jeez, make me sad. All right. All right. Who's up? It's what the Patriots, I think, right?
Yep.
What do we give them? I already forgot.
TJ Parker.
Yeah, that's right. Go to D line for me.
Big Orange. Big Citrus.
Mm, yeah. Let me just make sure once this gets cut up that I'm not missing somebody. Okay. I can see them liking Daryl Jackson.
Hmm.
Do they go wide receiver? I can still see them doing it. They don't have AJ Brown yet. I know they got Romeo Dobbs, but
Let's see.
nah, I'm just gonna give him Big Citrus. Seems like a Vrabel guy. He's big.
I like that.
Yeah.
And just like I drew it up, the
Jadarian Price.
Seahawks are walking out of here with Jadarian Price in the second.
They have multiple times now because we just can't seem to find the spot for him. Which to be honest, I think that's
It makes
about where he
sense.
should be going. I'll be honest. Like Price, Washington, Coleman, and even Emmett Smith. I think I have Emmett. Yeah, like those guys to me are like
You
at
said Emmett
most
Smith?
late second. Emmett Johnson, sorry.
That's what I'm saying. What?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I know that.
I missed that name on
All
my
those
scatter.
guys are the same. They all seem like round 3, 4 guys to me. Like that seems where they should all be going.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I
Yeah,
like that.
very, very late round 2, I'm okay with. Like, if another team
Yeah, if
up
someone wants to take a
here
shot at them,
wanted
yeah,
to take him, I wouldn't hate it. Again, we talked about it with the Texans. Like, the Texans wanted to take a stab at Darren Price. There's a real chance they would
sure.
have gone to Jonah Coleman or something like that for the Seahawks at 64. It would have taken
Oh,
me longer to think about, obviously, but yeah.
oh yeah.
So, again, we will be back
Nice.
next week to do another probably 2-rounder, I would assume. I don't think we have the ability to shut up enough in the first round to do a 3-round this year.
Yeah, I mean, like we'd have to do it quick,
It's usually
and
possible for us to do 3-round mocks when like there's some level of what we feel to be chalk in the first round, and there's
yeah,
just so much that we
yeah.
change every week that I
I
don't
think
see how we would.
if we ever were able to do it on Friday, I think I'd be able to. So maybe
Yeah,
we
I mean
figure that out. But
that could probably be arranged.
yeah, because I could probably do it on a Friday, because then I don't have to.
Yeah.
I have more time, I guess is what I'm saying. So, but we can figure that out.
But all right,
It was fun.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you all for hanging
Cool.
out. Be safe, be
Till next
well.
time.
Until next time,